Denny J Show.
Zvanga zviri downtown up tauraitirwe nyaya dzacho dzese narrative ndaichidwe kana mchida kutipisa deep ndaipidwe make you spill a bean if you know what I mean Andy.
It's time.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Denny J Show. Me and the guy from Melbourne, we are back.
Melbourne's finest.
What's going on, my brother?
Easy, my guy. Easy, my guy.
How is Melbourne, my nigga?
Still uptown every day, every day.
Still. How you been, man?
I'm great, man. How you been?
We're chilling, man. Chilling.
What did you get up to this weekend?
This weekend I was chilling. I was at home. Was I at home? No, I went for drinks, but I'm pretty much mostly at home. You know what I'm saying?
Easy.
And you? What happened?
All your drink ups.
All over the place.
No,
I saw on your status you were doing some activation.
No, I'm always working. Yeah, I'm always work at home. Yeah.
Nice. You want to tell them what the guy said about the resurrection?
The guy said that I'm actually the guy who brought back this show to life.
Yeah, it was dying. It was dying, and you had to single-handedly bring it back to life. Thank you, my brother. Ladies and gentlemen, in the studio today we have a very special lady. She's an Afro-pop R&B artist. I don't know if that's correct. That's it, right? Afro-pop R&B.
Multi-talented
singer.
Award-winning.
Award-winning. She's one of our favorites. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Ammara Brown. I see you made it to the show. It's always been your dream to come to the Denny J Show. We are excited to have you as well.
It's nice to be here, man.
How you doing, man?
Bless up. Thanks for calling me up.
Yeah, man.
And bring me in.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Where have you been? People were asking me, where's Ammara? Where's Ammara? I've been looking for you for a minute, but you were nowhere to be found.
Ammara has been prioritizing her family.
Nice.
First and foremost. You know, one of the things that COVID taught me was really like what matters the most. Mm-hmm. You know, I've always been a family first kind of person, but I think there comes a point in everybody's career where you've done 3 shows in a night, you come home, and who are you coming home to?
Yeah.
You know? Mm-hmm. And so I made some changes in my life about 4 years back, and I'm so glad I did. I'm much happier now.
Nice. You look
Yeah,
happy.
look, guys, if only you could see the outfit that Ammara is rocking right now. Guys,
Thank you.
So it's good to have you. It's good to have you on the show.
It's dope to be here.
You're working on some new stuff. We're going to profile that a little later on in the episode. Some nice music that you're bringing out and coming back with a bang.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes,
yeah. So it was worth the wait for the people, right? It was worth the wait.
It definitely had to be. Like, I remember a few years back, Chiweda hit me up, actually. Yeah. Chiweda is one of our favorite producers in this country, frankly. Mm-hmm. And he was like, Ammara, we got to get you back into studio. And for me, it was very much a kind of situation where I was like, who's going to understand the sound that I have right now? Because they might have that, you know, a Marsha sound still in their head of where Ammara was, and where I wanted to grow into was a different direction. You know, she's more honest, she's a bit more raw, and she's a bit more refined all at the same time. So, it's been quite a journey, but I'm so proud of what we've created.
Nice. So who are some of the people who you've worked on this new project? In terms of producers and features and stuff.
I've had a wonderful collective of international producers. So Zimbabwe, you had Chiweda, we've got Verseless, Gangsta Made It. Like, they've made some just fire stuff for me. St. Paulo's as well, Dr. Blacks. Like, we've got some hard hitters that some of them I actually didn't expect. Like, I didn't know who Dr. Blacks was, and damn, when he sent me a track, I was like, oh, what? Are you from here? You know? And St. Paulo as well. I've been wanting to work with Realest forever. We just never found the right song that was going to be the jam. And then I worked with Charlie K. Obviously, Charlie K is based in the UK, although he's a Zimbabwean brother.
Yeah.
I worked with some Zambian producers as well. Jazzy Beats, Jazzy Boy, my bad, and Magician, the late Magician now. Gave me some fire tracks, man, on this album.
How about Ghost Magician? Do you know a producer called Ghost Magician?
I don't recall. Oh,
That's a new.
yes. I
I
remember.
It's like one of the hottest right now.
Yeah. No, I remember, but he hasn't. I
okay.
haven't seen him in so long. Damn, it must be over 10 years since I've seen that person actually. But no, he's not on here. Although Brian Soko did come through.
Nice.
We were actually recording Waireve, one of the singles on the album, and I was talking to Camera and the late Blatty, and Blatty was just like, Brian Soko's in the country, and I'm going to bring him through to your studio sessions. So that was like a nice meeting of worlds. I just felt like the most special artist on the continent, because Mr. Camero was in the building, like there in the room. Charlie K was on video call. Brian Soko was there. You know what I'm saying? Like Grammy Award and nominated people all up in my space. Like it was just a priceless moment, and I've had the most wonderful time writing and producing with Brian Soko since. That's like my brother from another mother. Like real talk. I never imagined we'd get along like a house on fire, and we can finish each other's sentences in the studio booth like that. So it's nice.
Wow.
It's been nice.
So what's the album called, and why did you title it that? Like what's the name of the album? When are we getting it? And
It's called Flaming Lily. When I have toured before, and sometimes I've gone to places like Zambia or Malawi, and it's so surprising to them that I'm a Zimbabwean person. Like I can't tell you how many people have said, "Oh, we thought you were Nigerian," or "We thought you were Kenyan," and I'm like, "What?" But I feel so proud to be a Zimbabwean queen. Like I want the world to know how special we are and how amazing we are, and I honestly believe like Zimbabwean people we are the greatest treasure that this nation actually has, like well beyond any minerals that sit below our feet. And so when Zimbabweans are anywhere in the world, I wanted them to listen to this album and give them a reason to sit up straight and feel proud for the accomplishments that we've had. You know what I'm saying? It's not the easiest thing to be a Zimbabwean, but I sure am proud. And I want everybody to feel that way when they listen to this.
Nice, amazing.
Yeah.
We haven't heard from you for a long time now.
Yeah.
And a lot of people were speculating and saying, well, ever since Ammara signed this record contract, it has like basically like pushed it down. She hasn't been releasing stuff because there was fanfare when you signed a record label with what
did you sign a record label?
No, that's why I'm just like, what?
Yeah, because we
didn't sign anything.
had the record label.
Was it Virgin? Was it who was it?
Yeah, we had record label, and we had someone actually asked me a funny question. Well, I know, so I'll be like, someone asked me a funny question. They're like, is Ammara in India right now?
I've seen enough people. You know what?
So
I went to India once.
Yeah.
And I went for a week. And I worked so hard. I shot 10 adverts in 2 days. Please give me my flowers, eh? 10 adverts.
That's why we're giving you the flaming lily.
Okay,
eh?
sure.
Bro,
All right.
I went and I grinded. Like I met them where their work ethic was. And I did it so well that they've been running it for a few years now. So everybody always thinks, oh, she's shot a new one. And then now she's still there.
Oh.
I was only there a week.
Oh, nice.
Blast, by the
So
way.
how come I think you signed a record label with Virgin or somebody? Because I saw that shit somewhere.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I would not sign over my rights as an independent artist very lightly. Yeah,
Shit.
honestly
That makes sense.
speaking.
Remember, did I not see this shit somewhere? Where she was allegedly signed to some record label.
You're allegedly signed to some record label.
And then speculation
Okay.
was, ever since she got signed to this record label, that's why she's not releasing music. She's tied down. You know how the record label
Let me clear it up.
Yeah.
I'm signed to myself. Okay? Ammara Brown has a company. Okay? And I signed Ammara Brown the artist to Ammara Brown the company. You understand?
I like that.
That's it.
And you know,
Because people don't sign to record labels anymore nowadays. There's so many ways to distribute.
There's different routes. There's different ways to go about things. I think everybody has different goals, different expectations from their career, right? Different risks they want to take. And that's fair and fine, to each his own. But I love where I'm at, and I wouldn't.
Because I was
change that right
disappointed that you signed to these labels. Because what these labels usually do, they'll sign you, then they'll shove you. You know what I'm saying? And then,
my first record contract was at the age of 18. And I was signed to Gallo South Africa as an international Gallo.
Yeah.
Okay, this is one of the things that they always get wrong. They say, "Oh, you was signed to Gallo Zimbabwe." No, I was signed to Gallo South Africa, and that is exactly what they did. They shelved me.
see what I'm saying? So,
Right?
so you learned your
And
lesson.
I learned very quickly. I learned very quickly how left things could go. And when I went to them to cancel the contract, it's because I was going to Idols. And they literally were just like, "We just got 100,000 for you. Like, your budget literally just came out. We're sad to see you go. Are you sure?" And I was just like, "Yeah, no, absolutely." Because my mom was very adamant I needed a platform to get my name out there, you know, because obviously the record label was not working. And she was right. I mean, I was upset with her at first, but she was absolutely right. And they said, "Listen, if you don't win, if there's any chance you don't win, please come back to us." And I got to top 5 in Idols, but I didn't go back to them
Oh, nice.
by design.
Right. That's clever. We're not signing no.
I like the journey I've had. It's been tough. It's harder.
Oh, okay.
I'll give us that. It's harder, but the payoff in the end, it's a different kind of pride.
All right, so it's nice to know that you were not making music because you was chilling with the family and you weren't ready to come back.
Yeah,
much.
man. I prioritized all things family, and I got pregnant about 2 years back. And
Do we say congratulations if somebody got pregnant 2 years ago and the baby's out?
I send my congratulations.
Congratulations.
Like,
Congratulations to me. Yeah.
So I've got a question though. Like when you talk about the 4 years that you're not releasing music, right? For start, the first question I want to ask is like, at what point did you say, you know what, let me just pick my suitcase and my changani bag and get the hell out of this place? And what informed that decision? like what informed that decision? Like what says, you know what, I'm done with Zim?
It was 2021. I had spent over a year without my son. It was almost 2 years actually by that point. And I was so used to being able to fly into Joburg, go see my son, spend time, or fly him into Zimbabwe, you know, and spend quality time with him. And then COVID hit, and suddenly I couldn't hold my son. I missed waking up to him. It's not the same experience. I mean, anybody who was apart from somebody they loved can tell you what that's like. And there's nothing worse than not being able to hold your child and witness them growing up. And I was just like, I'm never going to get this time back again. Like, my son is this age right now. He's 10, and I'm not going to get this transition into teenagehood if I continue on this trajectory, you know. And so that was it for me. I was just like, man, I need to be with my child. That's the most important person in the world, period. And so that's what I'm going to do. If the clients want me, they will call, they will fly me in, because I am an international artist. So let them do that.
Talk your talk.
And yeah, and that's exactly what happened. There was pushback, because first they were just like, oh, what do they mean? I'm just like, Iowa, if I can be flown out to Ghana or Kenya or Rwanda or Zambia or wherever, you can fly me out, period. And that transition for me has been one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life. Even when I was writing now, the things that were coming out were so, they were uninhibited. You know what I'm saying? There was no chains. There was no thoughts about what are they going to say if I say this or if I feel like that and da-da-da-da-da. It was just like, this is where I'm at. This is who I am. And I took my time, and it was a great, wonderful journey. I wouldn't change it for the world.
Nice. So now you're based in South Africa. You're living happily ever after.
Yeah.
With your hubby.
Yeah.
Tell us
Husband to be, my
hubby to
fiance.
be. Tell us a little bit about your fiance, because I just suddenly heard Ammara's gone.
Oh, my baby. We met in Harare, actually, in 2016.
Is he South African? What is he?
He's Norwegian.
Norwegian. Nice.
He's Norwegian. And he was a Martian. He was a fan. It's very
Norwegian,
funny.
by the way, is Norway.
Norwegian are the guys, are the Vikings.
Yes.
So she just saw Vikings.
He's a very large man. And I was having a show at Seven Arts, and he was in the parking lot, and he saw me as I was running to my next show, and he was just like, "Oh, can we get a picture?" And so we took a picture, and he had brought his colleagues, his friends, or whatever, but he was just a fan at that point in time, and he was working for Doctors Without Borders. Which is why he was here. So he sent me an Instagram message.
No, you can say an email.
He DM'd. No, he DM'd. Like, he didn't send an email. He actually DM'd. And I did not see this DM for 8 years.
Oh shit!
Wow, you ghosted a dude for 8 years, Ammara Udaro.
But ghosting is when you can see, but you're just like, no, I'm not talking to that person. Like, you've worked on my social media before. You know phones have broken down from the capacity that has the influx from fans. It was very difficult to manage, and unfortunately, I didn't see it till 8 years later. And so he was traveling in like Latin America, and I was in Australia, and so the algorithms change as you travel, right? And he's just like, you were just like, I was listening to you speak. I always knew you were beautiful, but I was listening to you speak, and I was like, oh my goodness, the brain on this one. I think I was flying between Sydney and Melbourne because I was on tour, and then I was taking like a video of the clouds, and I was like, God's artwork is so beautiful. And then he said, that caption should have had a selfie. And I was like, who's this? Who this? And I went into my DM very quickly, and I quickly saw that, oh my God, he had sent me a message like 8 years back. I was like, oh my God. And I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. And we started talking. He was like, no, I'm not in Zim anymore. I'm abroad, da-da-da. But in a matter of months, we fell in love. It was the easiest conversations I've ever had in my life.
How do you feel about losing the 8 years? You lost 8 years of this relationship?
No, I think we talk about it now because I think we needed to grow into who we became.
All right. If you had met 8 years ago, it might have not have worked.
It might not have worked, to be honest. I like the growth. I needed to grow as a person, even to be able to trust a man wholeheartedly. For me to now say, yes, I'll get married to you, there's so much that you have to go through from at least for my walk in life. I had a lot of skepticism about, is it possible to trust a man? What is the value that they bring into my life? Do they take more than they give? And I just had to meet the right person, and I had to be ready as well to be able to give that much of myself to somebody else without fear. And so it was perfect alignment, frankly. In a few months' time, he came with all his suitcases, like up to here. And he said, please don't wear any makeup. I just want to meet you like as you are. And that was it. It was like the stars just aligned. And we've been so happy ever since.
So
very excited.
So by sure, he's the one, like people, it's usually the girl who elopes. Yeah. So when you say he came with the suitcases, the one who is like,
look, his family was very happy. They came down this January. Actually, we had a wonderful time together. His mom, his dad, his brother, girlfriend, baby, sister. Like, it was a whole family production, and they were so happy. They fully, understood why the man moved across the world to be with me, which was wonderful.
So now he's based in Johannesburg with the love of his life.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Do you know, Denny, there's something that she said she didn't know how to trust a man, right? And there's something that I've always wanted to ask, like, how do you deal with, like you say, someone just said, grab a selfie, and years ago you're in the headlines for saying you don't want to take selfies with someone because you never had security, and I've been on the road with you, and I know how hectic it gets. How hectic does it get when people objectify you as a female artist instead of like when a promoter comes through and says, oh well, come play for 30 minutes, but anyway afterwards, or because a lot of women in the industry actually complain about that, whereby they like male fans and male promoters always objectify us and think that we can give them some snoo after. How do you deal with that?
Like sexual harassment.
Yeah. And how prevalent is it? Is it a myth? Is it true? How prevalent is that?
It's true. It does exist. I mean, the boys' clubs are very real. But I think you get to a place where you're very intentional about who is around you, and they are like your shield. I think your management team is like is golden as far as I'm concerned. I've always had female managers at the forefront because I think they understand us differently as female artists. And I've had quite the transition as an artist from just being like somebody that's objectified and actually looking at my statistics online and seeing that actually 70% of my following is male. That's not good, right? I actually looked at the stats and I was just like, okay. And I spoke to the team. I was just like, we need to literally turn this the opposite direction. We need women on our side. Like, I do this like as a voice of a woman. And if that's not translating, we need to do chaka, chaka, chaka. Did you get what I'm saying? Like, I had to strategize to turn that ship in the way that I wanted to, because it was great when it started in terms of like the liberty, right, of being this young African woman who's proud of her sexuality. And it was natural that I was going to attract men. We expected that, right? But there's a growth in the artist. There's an expansion, right, of now saying, I'm not just good looking, I'm not just entertaining, I'm not just energetic, I've got a message here. You understand what I'm saying? And there's more to me than that. And so as the years have gone by, I've been able to create that narrative and that respect. Now, when I walk into a corporate space, that has also been a journey within itself of when you sit with the corporate, they're looking at you like a businesswoman, not like an opportunity.
Like
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it's been a process because I can't tell you how many times people will sit down with me and they're just like, you're so intelligent.
Like they expected you to be stupid or some shit.
And you're so intellectual. Like, I didn't expect you to be this intellectual. And I was just like, well, I'm often not afforded the platform, but also I'm a very private person. I haven't always been very open and honest and very talkative about like you know, my thought process, my belief systems. I haven't been always an open book and loud about it. I've often been very understated in the way that I present my personality, and I think it's quite a tricky balance, because I think at some point, like, it was very popular to be like mysterious, like we never see this person out, nah. But the problem with that is that you don't humanize someone. And I realized that along the way. Like, I'm just like, I really couldn't be bothered to go a lot of places because I like my private space, actually, and I need peace of mind. But there's also the other side where I believe that the problem that with celebrities abroad, and one of the reluctances I've had, like, how famous do I really want to be? Because look how they treat that person. They don't even treat that person like a person. And that person has a family. That's somebody's daughter. That's somebody's wife, that's somebody's, you know what I'm saying, like that's somebody's sister, and they don't look at the celebrity, so to speak, as a human being. So they say things online, my keyboard warriors, you know what I'm saying, and you're just like, would you ever say that to me in person? I've seen journalists say things about me, but when they see me, they're like, Mara, how are you? They're very respectful, and I'm like, wow, look how respectful. That's
Interesting.
You know. So quite a process, man.
So let's talk about being a celebrity, right? Like, a lot of people will look at certain artists and are like, these artists don't connect a lot with the people. You know, it's like when you go to a concert and somebody wants an autograph or whatever, and you might be having a bad day, but they still feel entitled. That, you know, they're your fans. They came for you. Do you feel like you owe your fans this? Bringing them into your space?
I have always been a human being. Mm-hmm. Like, I have always been a human being that serves, but not, there's a point where it's to your own detriment. For example, Zezuru, you've been there. I will stand for 1 hour while people come one after the other. They want to do group photos, they want to do individual photos, they want to do with the ningi, and then they come back. They even go to the back of the queue to come and retake, huh? And you'll stand there for an hour. Nobody's paid you to stand there for another hour, knowing that you've got another show to actually run to. Nobody thinks about your exhaustion and how much you've already given, perhaps, on the stage, right? But I have often done my best to the best of my abilities, but when I can't, when I'm having a bad day, I'll be like, I'm so sorry, I'm actually not looking my best today. Like, you know, please catch me on another day, or take my number, or hit me up on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's people, like, particularly women I feel particularly safe with when it comes to my phone number. They don't abuse it. They're not just going to...
Guys, even on the selfie, guys will be trying to grab, say,
Yeah.
I remember the days.
Yeah, do you know what I'm saying? And then there's those people that will touch you in certain places. And it took me a while to sort of learn to navigate that and be like, no, you can't do that. You know what I'm saying? To actually open your mouth, because sometimes you just go, you're so shocked that you freeze. You know, I was actually having this conversation with Gemma the other day, and she was just like, you know, we've had similar experiences, you know, how shocking it can be in the moment, because when you're being abused in any kind of way, often people will say, why didn't you fight back? Or why didn't you immediately say something? But nobody accounts for how shocked you actually become and how quick that moment passes by, and you're just like, what just happened?
That guy just grabbed me.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, actually, what just happened? By the time you're even articulating to somebody around you, like, this is what happened, they're like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. That person is gone. You know, so it takes experience, I think, to navigate through some of these things.
Right. And then you're the daughter of a very prominent Zimbabwean icon, your dad, Andy Brown. How long did it take for you to come out of his shadow? Because as far as people are concerned, oh, that's Andy Brown's daughter. How long did it take before you became your own person?
That's an interesting question. I guess I've never thought about it in a sort of a timeline way. Mm-hmm. I think in Zimbabwe, I will always be known as Andy's daughter. And I've learned to hold that with all the pride that I can, because he respected me as a creative and an artist. Mm-hmm. I remember I took a song to my dad. There was this like demo song. I'd written it and recorded it, and he listened to it. And then I got to listen to it when I was sitting with him in the front yard. Ooh, emotional. And he was like, this is so beautiful. It was like, it's just so amazing. And he said, I could never write this. This is so great. And I never forget that moment, you know, because I felt so validated as who I am. I always knew that I was different to him, a different artist, right? And so I look at it from that perspective. You know, the people will get there. They'll understand the difference. In the beginning, you know, people wanted me to be, you know, the female version of him. And I'm just like, I can never be the female version of Andy. Like, we have totally different life stories, totally different life experiences. And so we can't create the same things. It makes us so different, right? But that's the beauty about it. He always said to me, like, you'll take the world by storm, man. By the time Zimbabwe, thank you. By the time Zimbabwe realizes, like, how great you are, you're going to give everybody a run for their money. I remember those conversations very, very clearly, like it was yesterday. Yeah. So I guess the when, you'd have to tell me when it was that you started looking at me as that person, because I always knew who I was.
But to me, you'll always be your father's daughter, right?
Thank you.
Of course, the sound is different. You have your own sound,
yeah.
Which is fantastic. I see how you got emotional when we started talking about your dad. Just talk a little bit about your dad. Like, what sort of dad was he, and what are some of the memories that you carry from when you were still there?
He was a complicated man. He was a very complicated man. You know, he was a very kind man. He was a very generous man. He was soft, actually. He was very soft on the inside and tough on the outside. He was also hilarious. He was very funny and approachable, you know, straight up. He was very real when he sat with you. He looked you in the eye, you know. Authentic, very authentic. And he didn't mince his words. He didn't change who he was depending on what circles he was around. The only thing that changed him was alcohol, substance abuse. He battled with that. all his life, actually. He battled with that. And as a dad, you know, I have these wonderful memories of like Haifa, being on stage with him in Haifa, him and Chioniso. I remember my 9th birthday, like him and Chi gifting me with my first mbira. He loved that I was artistic. He supported it at any point in time. In fact, if there was ever a time where he was happy to come to Acadia, it was there at Moffat Primary. There was like a hall. There was a hall right around the corner. And he would come with his whole band and perform for my school, you know, to help raise money in the school. He was generous in his own very special way. And just one of the most genius creatives I'll ever experience in my life. I was so lucky to witness his genius and learn from it, like live and direct. I was 14, I think. I asked him, like, Daddy, please can I have money for toiletries? I need like roll-on and pads and stuff. And he was just like, okay, here's $100. No, it wasn't $100. He was just like, here's some money. And he was just like, but if you want to make money, let's go to work. And I have worked from the time I was 14 till now.
Wow.
And, you know, so I've been working 20 plus years easily. That experience that I saw, the grind, the level of grind, was like a tool. Because you can sit there and argue and say, oh, you know, school fees weren't paid and da-da-da-da-da. And yes, that's true. That was a flaw. But what he did was he didn't give me fish. He taught me how to fish. Yeah.
I've heard stories where, like, from promoter, that it was a no-nonsense when it came to business. It was a no-nonsense businessman. Mm-hmm. What we spoke about is what we spoke about.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, we've always had a certain persona when it comes to colored people, right? Especially back in the day.
No, given the fact that Ammara made us sign some stuff before we actually started recording this.
You went all goful on us.
She was like, so you think that's why you get the no-nonsense as well? Like, she made us sign some paperwork. Guys.
Yeah,
like,
you are the first artist to make us sign some shit before we switched on the camera. You get that from your dad?
I mean, part and parcel. I got to see where the flaws were, right?
Yeah.
So he could have an agreement with the owner of a club. We go to the club, we go and perform, da-da-da-da. Now the show is done. Mm-hmm. The owner is nowhere to be found.
Yeah, the promoters.
Our money is just stuck inside an office that's barred off with, you know what I'm saying? And my dad is losing his mind. He would like break whatever. He was just like, hey, tell this person to come here right now.
They must not fuck around with us.
Bruh, next thing the police are there. They're now arresting him. I saw how hard like certain things were for Zimbabwean artists, man. And I've also fumbled along the way. Do you get what I'm saying? But one of the best decisions I ever made was influenced by my dad, which was go to school, go study music. And I didn't understand it at first. I was just like, but I want to perform and I want to, and he's just like, Ammara, it will always be there. But I wish I could go to school, Ammara. And now that you have this opportunity to do that, do that. And so part of learning music was music business. And as I've gone along the years, I've made my mistakes. I get up, I stumble again, I learn again, you know. And at some point in time, you get the memo, you know. So you learn that contracts are a safety net for both parties. Do you get what I'm saying? Everybody must walk away feeling peaceful about the situation. It's when you agree, you shake on it now, and everybody's like, oh, that's cool. Oh, that's so nice of you. No. And then 6 months later, it's a different story. Now, where's your reference point, you know? So we've learned as we've gone along.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And when you look at our music, Zimbabwe music in general, where do you think we're going wrong with? Because not a lot of our music is being exported, apart from maybe Ja Praiser, and I don't know who else.
You.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. It's not a lot of our music is being played on radios across Africa. Where are we getting it wrong? I'm not even talking about internationally, just in Africa.
Regionally, like, you know, like how Yano's, like, you can hear a piano song in Zim, and then you hear in Bots, you're in Zambia.
So Freeman was in Zambia. I was like, Ammara, they were playing your song here. They love you here. I'm like, I know. I've watched so many times in Zambia. But I can speak from my perspective and what I've done right. I don't want to point fingers and say Ningirani or a group of people are doing this wrong.
No, you can point fingers. Don't worry.
People expect fingers to be pointed. They don't have a problem.
I think you put two and two together, from what I'm saying. I have created my music in a way that is not exclusively for Zimbabwe. And I've done that because I've been honest about my language of preference.
Right.
I speak English. And Zambia speaks English, and Botswana, and Namibia, and Malawi. Do you understand what I'm saying?
We get the point.
I can sing in English. South Africa will understand. So the part, and this is a continental problem, by the way, because if you look at the East African market, they speak Swahili. How many countries speak Swahili? How many countries? Now let's look from a numbers perspective, right? You're looking at South Africa and say, but they appeal to themselves. It's not just only that they appeal to themselves and internationally, and just because they're South Africans, it just works. There's 48 million of those people, right? So there's a strength in numbers there.
I think they're like 56 or
Sure.
57.
Yeah, by now at this point, right? So you're saying if 50-something million people appeal to themselves and also they are an export. It's like they are a port, actually, to the rest of the world. So South African is welcoming somebody from America. They're welcoming people from the UK. They're welcoming people from everywhere. That is the entry port. And let's not negate the importance of a port, okay? Because that is where the world will meet. That is where they integrate. This is where they exchange ideas. You have now the battle between South Africa and Nigeria. So how come Nigerians have made such a huge splash and yet they're not necessarily a port? Nigerians are 250 million. The population of Nigeria is the equivalent of America. And they only have to appeal to themselves. They can be in Gweru of Nigeria, you understand? And they can make bank now. Do you get what I'm saying? They will appeal to 1 million people now. Now, Zimbabwe, what languages do we speak? And where else are these languages spoken? Right? So there's a language barrier issue. You have to have a song that's so huge if you want to cut across not just to a Zimbabwean in the diaspora, but to somebody who doesn't even understand your language. That's hard work, bro. You're working against the grain because as Africans, we don't even have trade ports amongst ourselves that even work. If I want to import stuff from Kenya right now, and I say I'm going to have jewelry imported from Kenya, oh my God, the nightmare I am going to have just getting it from there to here. Even as a Zimbabwean, you produce merchandise. I'm about to produce merchandise right now. Do you know we have to figure out which company in South Africa, which company in Australia, which company because I have to have different printing companies to produce these places that can actually get to my fans. Even the trade route is like moving mountains. Now, are we integrating? Are we traveling enough? How hard is it for a Zimbabwean to get into, how expensive actually is it for a Zimbabwean to travel from here to Zanzibar? I'm getting married. Let me make a perfect example. My wedding is in Zanzibar, right? The price of the ticket between Harare and Zanzibar is more expensive, is $200 more expensive than Joburg and Zanzibar.
Yeah.
Serious.
Make it make sense. But Europeans are traveling for $50 internationally between their own borders. As African people, we haven't come together to really say, guys, who is this benefiting exactly?
Yeah.
We are actually in our own way. You understand?
But it's big business, isn't it? Big business is what.
But you're limiting the business. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's like you're saying, I want to make quick money now, but you're not seeing in 10 years' time. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, if I invest in this way, how can the business grow? Because if you're only thinking about 15 million Zimbabweans, as opposed to 1 billion Africans.
Mm-hmm. That's you're right.
I don't know how else to put it to you.
It's mindset.
Do you get what I'm saying? So my mindset is I'm not looking at just Zimbabweans. I'm just like, okay, I've got fans in this place. I've got fans in that place. What are they listening to over there? Oh, okay, that's interesting. Is that authentic to the noise part? Because here's what's the truth. The Zimbabweans that are at home are the word of mouth, okay? Let's call it word of mouth. Yeah. There's nothing more powerful than word of mouth. because you can pay for this marketing, pay for that marketing, but if the people on the ground think your stuff is shit,
trust me, bro.
There's nothing gonna happen. Nothing's gonna
shit.
happen. You understand what I'm saying? Nothing's gonna happen. But when somebody says, "Yo, did you check out da 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 da
Trust
da
me,
da da,"
bro.
that is gonna fly. So you need to figure out what is the talking point. Does it appeal to this market? And guess what? Being a young African woman is a talking point right across the board, because we're not often given that flexing room to fully be, right? It's that crossover between the conservativeness and understanding what is the difference between, what is the line between sexuality and that like overt perversion. Do you know what I'm saying? Like too far, like too nasty, too much. What is that line? And the conversations thereof. What am I actually translating to these people when I'm singing this music? So I don't know, guys.
So language is definitely one of them. But
Language is one of them.
But I would like to understand, how come, I know the Nigerians, they sing in English, right? Most of their
Pidgin English.
most of
they sing
it's
in
pidgin.
patois. Yeah, it's pidgin.
But you can tell
But pidgin is understood in how many countries though?
Yeah.
You're talking about the Caribbean. That's I'm going far, right? But let's even go
No,
immediately.
I'm not talking
Cameroon.
about pato ranking. I'm talking about Davido, for example. Davido sings in English. You can tell it's Nigerian English.
Pronunciation. Don't worry about the pronunciation.
But how are South Africans getting away with being popular? Because they sing in their mother languages, and we rocking to that
Is
music.
Tyler singing in her language?
No, she's the only one. She's
Jay
the only
Something
one.
is not even singing English no more. Mikasa is singing in Portuguese.
No. What I'm saying to you now, if you look at the bands, or rather the acts that are touring a lot across Africa, these are my piano cats. It's not even bands.
Like I said,
It's
a
Kabza,
port.
Mapodisa. It's mostly
it's a-
DJs
it's a-
and Ananama who and them who sing. They don't actually sing English.
Yeah.
But they're touring across Africa. How are they managing to do it? And when we have our Shona cats, people aren't rocking to us.
Look, you've got how many companies in South Africa? Let me put it to you this way, right? MTV Base and Trace just closed, all right? But prior to that, you had you have Sony, you have Universal, you have
Everybody's
all
there.
these.
Everybody's
You don't understand
in
what I'm saying?
South
And anybody who's anybody they're signed to a smaller company that's actually under the cap of the international. You know what I'm saying? So you've got Sony in Nigeria, you've got Sony in South Africa,
And then you've got the
they
boutique
obviously,
labels,
you get what I'm saying? The boutique labels
which are
underneath
signed
it that are signed to
to
those
the big
major labels.
labels.
So they're
Yeah.
just like, hey, we need to. The relationships are endless. When they're inviting each other to their launch of whatever, it makes sense for them because the noise even. Do you know how expensive even a basic thing like data is in Zimbabwe in comparison to South Africa? And ladies, if I must even go further, Tanzania, they have the cheapest data on the continent, right? I don't know how they did it. I can't pretend to understand all the mechanisms.
I think it's usually competition.
But hear me, right? When we are releasing, we put these factors into play.
All right.
We know that a South African can afford to stream any time of the week. They will have a Wi-Fi zone available to them if they just walk into a mall. We know Zimbabweans don't have that luxury. We know that Zimbabweans will go to work on a Monday, and that is when they will have access to Wi-Fi. So we cannot release on a Saturday or a Sunday. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Shout out to the guys who are going to watch this episode.
It's a very simple
on
thing,
work Wi-Fi.
right? Then we must also look at the month, and we say, in this week, Zimbabweans are going to know they have money in their pocket in these weeks here. On the 25th, 24th to maybe the 7th of the month.
That's if it's not a school fees week.
Listen, it's a scarcity mentality, right? So we know we've got budget for the bills, and then we know we've got wiggle room for entertainment, right? Entertainment and luxury is where we fall in. And in that margin, we must be aware. Kuti, if we want traction on this year, we need to be aware of these things. Other countries don't have to think about things like that, yeah? They really don't. And so when you look at some of the benefits, let's say, that other Africans enjoy, they're not the same benefits that Zimbabweans enjoy.
Why do you think that is?
Why do I think we have different benefits?
Yeah. I mean, since you just parted there.
I guess she just said it. Like, we are a small country. We don't have synergies. The synergies that the South Africans have across the continent, because Universal is in South Africa, all these Virgin, whatever music, everybody has an office in South Africa. So when they sign an artist, they're able to push the artist to the best of their ability.
True.
Which does not exist for Zim artists and stuff. And this is why we thought Ammara had signed to whatever
Virgin
label. We thought she signed to.
Look, from a strategic perspective, in the long term, I might, but I'm very particular about my freedom to create. Like, I want to do what I want to do, and if I'm signed and I don't have the right to make that decision, that works against my joy.
What's the point?
For me, I want peace in my life, like above all things. Everybody has goals, like I said. Others want to be millionaires. I want to be happy. That's my version of success in life. That when I close my eyes one day, I'm going to look back and say, wow.
What a life I lived.
What a life I lived.
So you're now based in South Africa. You've seen what's been happening in South Africa. What's your take on the whole thing? These people are saying we're taking their jobs, and they're saying we must go back home.
I'll be honest and say it's a manipulation from the top down. That narrative is a manipulation, and I'll say this very plainly, off of the basis that the majority of South African wealth does not belong to people of color.
85%.
More even. You understand? So just off of that basis, you look at people in the townships, you look at the amount of money that can be made in the townships, there's only one person who can gain from a foreigner leaving, and it's not a local. They can create the narrative that a foreigner is in your way. And in fact, to an extent, a foreigner is in your way, but it's not the foreigner that you think it is.
Yeah.
I think as African people, we have not put into place our African history correctly in our education system. We've not spoken about the truth of our history, how Zimbabweans and Zambians played a part to actually help South Africans when apartheid existed. Because there's a narrative that we had nothing to do with assisting them.
We shut our doors to them.
I'm like, oh, what? Hey, I'm just like, that's absurd, right? But when I think about the education that I received in high school, I'm just like, actually, nobody taught me any better. I had to then find out later. I had to go out of my way to say, what really happened? I don't understand. Like how we could see somebody else, one of our brothers struggling and not do anything. It just doesn't make any sense, right? So that spirit of Ubuntu and how it was actually carried out is not taught, it's not spoken about, it's not preached. And so you don't know what you don't know. So you're walking blind at this point, Shamari, because you're misinformed. You understand? Majority, so somebody in the gym said to me, where I come from, she comes from the ghetto in East London. She's just like, where I come from, there's like Nigerian drug dealers and they're also the pimps, And I was just like, she's just like, and this was my experience and I was like, Like I gave her room, you understand? I gave her room, let me hear her out, let me be a person. And I was like, okay, I hear where you're coming from. But can one or two people be the definition of the entire Nigerian population? If one or two Zimbabweans are stealing, are all Zimbabweans stealing? That is ridiculous. That's a ridiculous way to approach anything. But when you are angry and when you are scared, right? Because then goes to question. When you look, and I actually said this to my son the other day, I was like, Camille, when you walk into Sandton Mall, do you see more people of color or do you see more white people? This is the lives that South Africans are leading. And the education system doesn't even get them to a place like Zimbabwean education is amazing. Flawed as our country may be, there are privileges that we have that we're not aware of. Because you can take a Zimbabwean anywhere and they will run with the ball, bruh.
And you can employ them, eh?
Hey,
and grab any
we're
job
some
on
of
the
the
continent.
hardest workers in the world. You can take us anywhere. That's why Canada was there on Borrowdale Road saying, please, come to Canada. Do you know what I mean? They're saying, please come. Because they know what we bring to the table. But has South Africa nurtured their own population in that same way? Right? One day, there was apartheid. The next day you woke up, there was no apartheid. But what are the real benefits, in essence? And what does the lack of education generationally? Do you understand what I'm saying? How does it affect the people? So they are going through their own. Do you know what I'm saying? They're going through their own thing, and they're looking for a place to say, yeah, but you are the problem, because the neighbor is accessible. You can go to your neighbor right now because they're a Zimbabwean, but you can't figure out, Kuti, where is the Israeli person that owns the business? Where are you going to start? You're going to run into Zenton. Huh? You're going to start buzzing on people's doors. You can't access them. How are you going to get to them? You can't even begin to have that conversation. Yeah. So where does that leave our people? It leaves our people compromised. They're just trying to make a living, Brian, take care of their kids and take care of their family.
Yeah,
we know that.
I saw a post. I think it's a minister of culture or some of the lady. You saw that post, right? And she was basically saying, look, we know that you guys assisted us when we were down and we were having these apartheid problems. But she's saying, like, it's 36, it's like 30 years now. It's like 32 years, in fact, 1994 or whatever. So she was saying it's 30 years. We appreciate what you guys did for us, but we are saying our people are struggling. And, you know, it sounds...
So fix the real problems.
Yeah, it sounds nice from a political point of view because she's going to have to say something, right? But when you look at the numbers, you look at unemployment in South Africa, it's, I think, 43%. Their GDP growth for the past 17 years, I'm told, has been 1.1%. So this economist guy was saying, if they had the standard economic GDP growth of the region, which is about 4.65%, by now unemployment should be around 17% or somewhere lower than that. You know what I'm saying? So right now it's at 43% because the economy is not growing, right? The economy is not growing because of Zimbabweans or Malawians. Because when you look at the numbers, apparently foreigners constitute about 4-5% of the population. So there's no way 4% or 5% of the population could have that effect. This has nothing to do with immigration. Of course, there are lots of illegal immigrants out, you know, we agree. And illegal immigration is not right. People must go in these places legally. So that's a point. But the politicians are milking it now because these guys are pointing to that. So now they are saying, we'll remove the Zimbabweans, we'll remove the Malawians. But they're not fixing the problem. Because when you remove these, because most of these Malawians and Somalians, these are entrepreneurs. The minute you shut down a spaza shop, that employment, the 3 South Africans or 4 who were being employed no longer have a job. And the effects, they're going to feel them once, you know, this thing settles down. But there's no numbers, people are not using stats because it's all emotional. It's like these Zimbabweans, when they come, they hustle, they have a car, I don't have a car. They have a nice apartment, I'm living in a Chimukuku or whatever. So I think most of it is driven by jealousy, if anything. Not to say that they don't have a point. Okay, illegal immigration might be excessive. Okay, that's fine. So we can easily move that. But now, it's no longer about illegal people. It's about everybody who's from anywhere else which is not South Africa.
Exactly.
So it's now vigilantism, right? Yes. It's like you're from Zimbabwe. It doesn't matter if you have papers.
Yeah.
Go back home.
That's where I'm just like, wow, guys.
Do you know what I think the worst part is going to be? Imagine someone who lived in Zimbabwe in 2008 during the Gono era, right? 2008, someone during the Gono era left Zim, went to SA. Imagine being told now leave and come back home, and you're not even sending us any mukuru and any cash, you know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, where do you rock up and where? No, but let's imagine like from 2008, the economic changes that have happened, the currency changes. Do you know it's going to be confusing with the 20 rand? You'd be like, you need airtime, and people are like, no, airtime is $1, bro. We need 50 more cents on top of your 20 rand. You know, like according to the rate of the day. I think that's going to be. It's actually tougher on the people who will have to be reintegrated into how Zim works.
Going to do next to nothing. Their money is going to do next to nothing. It's heartbreaking, actually, because there are homeowners that are there. They are people who have raised their children there. You know, that's their whole world. That's all they know. If they were lucky, they got to come home and see. But even adjusting to life in Zimbabwe, bruh.
How have you been adjusting over the past couple of weeks you've been around?
Yeah. I mean, look, I keep my foot in here so much that it's not an overwhelming adjustment, right? I missed my flight to Joburg, right? I left my manager's place maybe like 2:30, and I needed to be there like 3:30 or 4:30. Dude, I was stuck in traffic in town for like 2 hours, dog. Like it took over 2 hours. Like I was in one spot, not not moving, but like stuck in one spot there by Joiner City. And I was just like, what is this? And try as I might, the boarding gate was closing. When I say to you, I missed my flight. And I learned like, okay, there are plenty more cars on the Zimbabwe road. If you want to get to the airport on time, it's adjustments like that, like logistics, like how to balance that out. Do I understand the cost of living here is wild? Yes, I do, because I did it for so long. So I always got to like, when I budget here, I don't budget the way I would budget in Namibia or the way that I would budget in South Africa. I've got to triple my budget, bro. You know, so I can only imagine. I'm lucky because I earn here. That's part of my blessing. I earn here, and I quote in USD. If I was a South African, if I was making rands, I don't know that I would even be able to last here a month. Because so I say this, I'm just like, for a Zimbabwean to survive in this country, you are a soldier. Make no mistake about that.
Are you expecting a car anytime soon?
No.
Come on, I mean, you put work in, man.
I'm not expecting a car. Like, I'm entitled to one. I hear there are a lot of cars going around right now. I hear that.
There's a car bonanza.
Yeah, I know there's a car bonanza.
But I mean, if it comes your way, you know.
If it comes my way, I say thank you. If I get money with it, I pay it forward.
What does that entail?
Paying it forward means like you've been gifted with something, right? So how do you pass that blessing on going forward? Because essentially, there's nothing I can do for that person that's going to equate in the same way. Essentially, I can't give back a car, do you know what I'm saying? I can't give in that way. But what I can do is extend the blessing, pay it forward to somebody else, because to you and I, $100 may just be like the money that you spend in a night at a restaurant. But to somebody else, that's the money that's going to see them through.
My missus is watching. We don't spend that kind of money. That's what it is.
Yeah.
But you understand what I'm saying? It's just like, to somebody else that will mean something different. And I, as a matter of principle for me, I have to pay something forward.
Yeah. So there's a bit of a movement that's going on here. We did an episode, I think it was 13 May or something, where we spoke about what's happening in South Africa with regards to xenophobia. And at that point, I just pointed out that we put a lot of money in South African artists' hands, right? Lots of South African artists come. Yeah. And I was just pointing out the fact that, look, these are people who we support by way of bringing them in terms of bringing artists to Zim to perform. But none of these artists don't ever get to say anything with regards to all the chaos that's happening. It would be nice if DJ Mapurisa were to say something like, "No, we're one Africa. There's no need to be, spreading hate or whatever." But none of these artists say anything when these things happen. So the push was basically like, we should stop booking these artists to come because they appreciate our money, but they don't give us solidarity when it matters. They don't use their platforms to push and say, this is wrong, this is whatever, you know what I'm saying? So the push currently, and I think Mighty then posted something, and a host of other people have been posting and saying, let's boycott the music. Let's boycott these artists from coming. What is your view on that issue? To say like promoters are pushing, people are pushing online and saying, let's stop bringing South African artists until they also show some sort of solidarity with the Zimbabwean market where they make money.
Yeah. It's a complex situation. From one perspective, I'm not somebody who's political, so to speak.
Yeah.
I never have been. I've supported social justices at certain times. There are times where I open my mouth to speak in difficult times, and there are times where I'm absolutely silent. Yeah. And part of the reason of that, and I can speak for myself, is my safety.
Okay.
So while you might demand or expect that a South African artist would say something, you also don't know when they walk out of their house who's by the gate and how quickly that bullet will go off and how quickly that person will be gone.
It's a good point.
We all saw how easily AKA passed away. Like it was like 5 seconds. And it was over. And then nothing happened to anybody. South Africa has an extremely violent history. They are extremely, there is an extremely violent culture.
Yeah, they're desensitized to violence.
You understand? Sometimes I wonder, maybe it's because they didn't have a war, they don't really understand the gravity of what it really means to shed blood. You understand? I think sometimes that's part of the problem. That being said, do I think it's fair that Zimbabweans are saying, well, you don't want to hire us, we won't hire you? Yes, I think that's also fair. Yes, I think that's also fair because I can't expect if the situation was reversed, okay? I wouldn't anticipate that a South African is still going to hire me when South Africans are being treated some type of way in Zimbabwe. I wouldn't expect it. I would actually understand. I'd be like, fair game. It's fair. Because if I can't protect you, you can't support me. If I can't support you, you can't support me. And that's fair. Everybody's got their reasons. You know, because an artist is an easy target. It's not somebody that's just talking online in jail. You don't know where they live. You don't know how to find them. They can just have their opinion, and they're done. And they're done with the post, right? But you're not going to know. But if you ask, where does this person live? Where does this celebrity live? They'll tell you. It's house number, what. It's not hard to find. So I'm not asking any South African to put their lives at risk for our people. But also they mustn't anticipate and expect that we're fully going to support them in turn. I think that's fair, man.
That's a very, very intelligent response.
Fair.
You are more intelligent than I thought. See, like what
we had this
like what you were
conversation
saying
earlier
about
on.
the corporates, right? You step in there and then they're like, okay, this is another artist, and then you start spitting bars.
Look, what we want as African people, at least for myself,
Yeah.
okay? I picture an Africa with no borders. I picture an Africa that actually exchanges our cultures, like we teach each other, like summer school, this world where when it's summertime, or when it's holiday time, you can go to such and such a place and you're going to learn all these cultural things from different places and you're going to meet people from different regions because it wouldn't be countries anymore or different states. And our children with all these different cultures are coming like, look what I learned about such and such a tribe. And, mommy, this traditional meaning means this. And this type of medicine means that. And blah, blah, blah. I envision those kind of things. But I'm also aware of how far away we are from that reality, right? Right now, even the borders that exist, they're not even the borders that were like pre-colonial. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Nobody talks about like what were the tribal borders? And what were the relationships? That's why when you speak to somebody from, like, who speaks like Venda, you speak to somebody from Limpopo or somebody from Venda, you're like, whoa.
Is it Shona? Is it
yeah,
Venda?
you're just like, this is, you feel like there's something about that person and the vibe and the way that they speak that feels like home. It feels familiar to you, but we don't celebrate those things and we don't integrate those things and we don't educate about those things. And until some of those things until we humanize each other, because right now, that's part of the problem in the world, right? We don't travel. We're not allowed to travel. We restrict on travel. We restrict on this. And unless you go to a place, because right now you'll hear about Gaza and you don't weep because maybe you're not a mother and you don't know what it's like to bury a child. You can't rationalize because people's children are being killed right now. Like, Congo is right here. Like, people's children are being shot. You understand what I'm saying? We haven't humanized each other because you've not traveled to that place. You don't have a memory. You don't have a person even that you know to say, I experienced such and such a person. So I would want their country to flourish, or I'd want their tribe to, do you know what I'm saying? We haven't humanized each other. It's all just like, you're from there, but we don't humanize each other's experience.
in I'll push back on when you're saying good, like you understand that people saying let's cancel the bookings or artists this side. You know why I'll push back to that? Because you've got like our Zimbabwean brothers, you got your Q Dubes, your Jonases who are booked in SA. You've got people who are working the circuit in like entertainment South Africa who
Right
are not
now?
big. Yes.
Right now, like,
Yeah, like Jonas is on Bafana.
Yeah.
Trevor Noah's show.
What is social media saying about that? I
No,
saw
no,
the
no.
file.
Yeah, so what I'm saying is that as much as and one thing I've always stood by is saying that if we then say we're banning SA artists or whatever, right, then that makes it no different from them.
But the argument.
You don't correct a wrong by actually saying let's do the same wrong because these guys are doing wrong. I don't know.
Look,
That's where I stand.
I could come from that high moral ground.
It's not a high moral
It
ground.
is because my initial feelings, right? My initial feelings are I'm not going to treat you the way you're operating with other people or the way you're treating my people. That is a high moral ground. But I'm empathizing with somebody who has a relative in South Africa, in the ghetto, that was robbed of their house, or they were attacked, or they were beaten, or they were killed.
But they weren't
I'm
robbed by
empathizing.
Mafiki Zolo though.
I'm saying I can understand where people are coming from. It's, when I say it's a high moral ground, I'm saying if we were the best kind of human beings we could be, we'd be able to say, I'm not going to treat you the way you treated me. But that's a privileged place to stand because there's a pain that may not necessarily be there. How many times have we seen a Zimbabwean burned to death, bruh?
Yeah.
And imagine
You can
you
press
knew
that-
that person. Imagine you knew that person. Or imagine that was your aunt's child. You know what I'm saying? That's your
Or your
cousin.
brother, or your sister, or
brother,
your
or
son.
your friend. You understand what I'm saying? What are those people going through? And how do you stand with them? How do you hold someone up that says, look at what has happened to my family? How do you hold someone up? How can you help them? Because we don't have a voice. I saw South Africans in the comment section. There was like this Ugandan chick. I can't remember actually. She may be Ugandan, but she's based in the States, right? And she called South Africans out. She was just like, South Africans, make it make sense. How are you going to and treat foreigners in this way, but they're your African people and blah, 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 blah. Hey, South Africans in the comment section saying, hey, no, I'm tired of other African people trying to tell us that they know more about our history than us. And and I was like, oh, look at this cycle, man. We're fighting amongst ourselves, and there are people just laughing away while we fight amongst ourselves. I'm saying we don't have to take it to the place where if you meet a South African here in Harare, you're beating and burning that person to death. We're not taking it that far. I'm saying if you want to find a place that's fair and I can understand where you're coming from, you're saying, I'm not going to support you. You're not protecting mine. You don't help mine. I'm saying I can understand that.
Yeah, let me help you in addressing Alex. Alex is a bit of a problem sometimes. So, Alex, the whole thing about boycotting South African artists, it's got nothing to do with Mafiki Zolo per se. Mafiki Zolo represent something. What they represent is the South Africanness. They are a South African group. We love Mafiki Zolo. We love Makadzi. These are our people like that. They're always coming here and we rock with them. But the point that's being made is the symbolism behind these boycotts. It's because we cannot all go to South Africa and say we are unhappy with what you're doing. The simple matter of Mafiki Zolo not being able to perform has made headlines in South Africa. It's the same as when people gather together and then they go do a protest for whatever. It's the symbolism. It doesn't mean once you protest, things are going to change. But it's a message. You know, we are sending a message to say we are unhappy. We can't do anything about what you're doing. But this is the little that we can do so that you see how we feel about the situation. So it's not like Mafiki Zolo has been xenophobic. They could easily be very nice to Zimbabweans. They could be very loving to Zimbabweans.
I mean, obviously, these artists have traveled here enough times.
Yeah.
They love our people.
Yeah.
They've loved our audience. We've enjoyed so many beautiful memories. I've shared stages with these people, and we've respected them this entire time, right? But it's not necessarily about the artists per se. It's much more about the overriding message.
They're ambassadors.
I think sometimes there is a disengagement. Sometimes from South Africans understanding their place as African people. They may not be looking at it from that perspective. To them, from where South Africans sitting, they're just like, I need to be able to make money. I need our benefits to work for us. I need our neighborhoods to be safe. I need no. They've got this narrative and nothing else. And it's for them, it's me or them. Do you get what I'm saying? It's us against you.
Yeah.
It may be flawed, but
our Nigerian brother, they just joined us here from the border from Africa. Our Nigerian brother, he's here.
Who's that? Papaloza? Yeah. And also, you know,
Hey, Ammara, bro.
Mike, I get
I'm a
it.
big fan, like everyone will say.
Mike, I close it.
yeah, there's no mind.
Any boy.
Yeah, and then also, you know what I noticed about the whole South African thing. I think exposure is lacking amongst a lot of South Africans. I know my when I was talking to my guys, a lot of people in South Africa don't own a passport. Do you know that?
yes.
A whole lot of them. Like most of these berries who Nash was talking about, who are being transported now, the guys who are transporting them actually have to first of all get them a passport. So you find that in their minds, South Africa,
world is the world.
South Africa is the world. Everyone wants to come to South Africa because South Africa is so great. But when you look at the amount of people who have migrated to South Africa in comparison to the people who have migrated to, say, Botswana, it's just that Botswana is a small population. But when you look at the number of people who are in South Africa vis-a-vis the rest of the region in terms of migrants, the figure is not that crazy. It's not even that crazy. But to them, you see, even if you look at that guy who's leading the marches, you hear him saying, South Africa is so rich, they can afford to give each and every one of us 1 million rand for the rest of our lives. And he's calculated that the expectancy, or the average expectancy is 70 years. The South African economy is so rich, it can give everyone $1 million. Is it a year or a month?
Yeah, a month, yeah.
Till
you die.
Like right now, they're actually calling that South Africans mustn't work.
And he was also saying that we want to be like the Emiratis. You know, the Emiratis, where foreigners come, they work for us, and we just chill at home. Wow. So the picture is, you have a lot of uneducated people being given a mic.
Yeah.
You understand? And it's very dangerous, as we've seen, because lots of stuff happened on the 30th of June and that sort of thing. So it's very sad what's going on there.
Back to you, Ammara.
But yeah.
Back to you. Let's go back to Ammara.
Back to the lecture at hand.
Back to Ammara. Ammara, tell me something. What's the craziest criticism that you've had that contained a bit of truth? Like what's the harshest criticism you faced over your career that contained a bit of truth? Where you slept and be like, you know what? Maybe it was harsh, but it contained a sprinkle of truth. Look at her searching for the answer somewhere.
Yeah,
It's a very complicated question. She's trying to figure it out.
a very harsh criticism. I'll be very honest, yeah? Like as a creative, as an artist?
Yeah, as you, as Ammara.
I don't have a lot of harsh criticism as an artist from where I'm sitting. I often experience that, like, it's not harsh to say, we miss your music. That's not harsh. It's not harsh to say, I can't understand what she's saying. And I'm just like, fair enough. English is not your first language, bro. If you spoke English first, it might be a little bit clearer to you, because there's plenty of American artists. Like, you have to listen. You have to really sit there and be like, what are they saying? Because I've missed like 20 of the lyrics. Yeah, man. I remember the harshest criticism I ever received was untrue. So it's hard. That's a very difficult question. I don't know if it ever felt like, oh, that's harsh. But it's either one extreme or the other. It's either you're just looking for things, bruh. You're just looking. You're looking for a reaction from me, man.
That's a difficult question.
Yeah, because I remember once upon a time they were like, well, yeah. At first they were just like, is she only relevant because she's Andy Brown's daughter? And so the more I worked, the more I performed, the fan base started arguing, right? About like, you've never even seen her, so you don't understand what we see. And this was before like music even popped off. So that was like the initial bubbling under of like people experiencing me. Then Mukoko popped off and they were like, Okay.
It's only because there's another collaborator on it.
And then like, and then Bachura came out, they were like, yeah, okay, so yeah, she's good, but she's only good
Doing-
because she's
she's
doing
doing
collaboration.
features,
And, you know, because, yeah, and then I did What You Want at the same time. So we were like, ba, 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 ba. So they're like, yeah, she's good at collaborations, but she's only good at a collaboration because it's a collaboration. And I'm like, okay. And then I did Achilles, and then,
Let's just leave her alone.
you know
Let's
what I'm
just
saying?
leave her
I'm
alone,
like,
right?
And then
But that-
nothing, and then nothing. So, you know, it's difficult to say. Right now, some of the things that I've seen online are just like, is she still doing music? Or this person she's getting old. And then somebody say, this person is ageless. You know, they're having their own debates. And I'm just like, bro, you realize when I was shaking my ass on Mukoko, I was almost like 30, bro. Technically. You understand what I'm saying? I was almost old already. So like, just because you only caught on to it now, that this is a woman. You understand what I'm saying? I've been a mom. I've been a mom for almost 15 years, bruh. When you were drooling over me, I was already somebody's mother. So what are you saying?
Speaking about
Yeah, but that could have been the answer to your question, because in her early times, people were saying you're getting airtime because you're Andy Brown's daughter.
Yo,
Right?
I remember.
No, that's initially, because you had to prove yourself over
Yeah.
time, of course.
Yeah.
But there might have been a bit of truth in that criticism, because for us to take time to listen to you, we were like, the colored chick, or she looks all right. Who's this colored chick? It's Andy Brown's daughter. Okay, fine. All right, Andy, we're good with Andy, so let's give her a chat.
Okay, let me put it to you this
And
way.
then you proved yourself.
Let me.
yeah, and then you prove yourself.
That's hilarious.
And then you
Okay.
was badass, and then we accepted.
But
Okay.
I feel like she's been famous like almost nearly half, like all her life. Because like when you did Olive with Oliver Mtukudzi, right? You were in
Back up. Let's too far, because that's also a collaboration, Hanti.
like, but
I
when
was
you
with
did
Oliver.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was
You
with
are the
Oliver,
chick
so-
who was with Olive.
Yeah, so
That's
that's
how-
also the thing. Let's remove that.
Yeah.
Let me then flip the question to you. Had I not been Andy's daughter,
Mm-hmm.
and I produced the music that you got,
Yeah.
what would you have thought?
would you thought she got a fro?
No. I still would have thought the music is nice, because the music is nice, right? But I might have, going through my YouTube, seen Andy Brown, daughter. I know. I would have seen like, Andy Brown's daughter. I mean, the Brown part of it, as in the initial stages, was important for you, because remember, it's very difficult for new artists to even get airplay on radio. Just for those cats
Yes,
to
I know.
play.
I remember how hard it was for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that too. Yeah.
I remember like being Andy Brown's daughter. I don't think it's what people think it is.
Make it
Do
is,
you understand
yeah.
what I'm saying? Like we know,
Yeah.
we know the walk. We know how hard it was, even with the Brown title. But I'll give it this: did it create a certain amount of curiosity?
Yeah.
I'll admit that. Absolutely. Yes, it did. Did it solidify me in the history books? No, it didn't. It's not enough.
Yeah. No.
Right?
Yeah. I mean,
So,
we don't talk about that
I'm just
anymore.
like, yeah, that's fair enough. Maybe you heard Brown and you're just like, who's this? How far?
Yeah. But then I look at it from like, there are lots of other icons who have had who have had offspring, right? And then the offspring is automatically given a platform because they are this person's
Son or
son
daughter.
or daughter. You understand? I've seen that a lot. Some of them are, in my view, I won't say names. I don't think they're
What
that
did Peter
talented.
Moeda say?
I don't think they're that talented.
What did Peter
You know what I'm
Moeda
saying?
say?
Oh, you got a problem with Peter Moore?
No, I'm just saying, like,
Alright,
he's the
so-
only one I think who never
No,
lived up to
there's a
his
number of
dad's
them.
greatness.
No, not even that. But what I'm saying is, a lot of these people automatically get a pass, right? Because whose son are you? I'm Masha Omunwe's son. Whose son are you? I am Leonard Dembo's son. Whose son are you? There is an advantage of some sort. It might not be a massive advantage, but it's enough for us to give you a listen.
I'll say yes, and I'll top this up, actually. Because, yes, you would have had the privilege of being called a certain surname and the affiliation.
We expect the same greatness.
Right? Yeah, you expect the same greatness.
Yeah.
Who paid for your school fees?
Your dad.
That guy.
Your dad? Your parents? Auntie? All of you, actually, not all. Majority of you, You've had family members that have taken care of you to a certain point, right? Maybe you were sent to varsity. Maybe you were introduced to so-and-so that can mentor you. Or somebody that can give you an internship. there are so many different ways to cut that cloth. And all I'm saying is that in this here very extremely difficult industry that we are in, it is the least it is the least we could be given and the most we could be given, like in terms of experience. If you're lucky, you actually got to work with your parent. If you were lucky.
Denny.
That's like LeBron and Bronny,
You know,
Ammara and Andy.
Denny, and I want to ask something that like we as a black people tend to do as a people, especially Zimbos. I don't know why we always make each other feel guilty that my dad worked hard and built a name for himself so that he could put me on. Like we tend to actually, like, you know, like how even
Like
in the
there's a
streets
kind
there's
of
boys which
resentment.
it's not his car. So what? My dad worked hard and put me at John's. Like it's like people try to make you feel guilty that your parents worked so hard that, you know, now you live in like the burbs like Mebas and stuff like that.
We're a prideful people, right? And I think part of our culture, there's a struggle there because you don't know how to celebrate the next person. And you don't understand that when you don't celebrate the next person, you actually block your own blessings.
Yep.
There's something within the culture, right, that is not really spoken about, but it's understated and it really exists. It's the difference between a Zimbabwean and Nigerian in the UK. A Nigerian will see his brother and he'll make sure he opens doors. Like, however he can help you. He's like, hey, my brother.
Hey, man,
Do you know what I'm saying?
Ugusu.
Let me put you on. You understand? The British government laughs because they don't have to search for Zimbabwean illegals.
We'll just snitch on each other.
Zimbabweans will snitch on each other.
Like your
What
Ammara Brown
the fuck
here.
is wrong with us, though? But where do we get it? Because the unity amongst Indians,
That's what I'm saying.
Chinese people, when they come here,
there's something we need to work
Nigerians.
on.
So
It's something we need to work
do
on.
you know where we get it from? And as learning about how the
I think it's genetic for real. I don't think we can fix
I
it.
think do you know where we get it from? So I was reading about how Japanese school teach their kids. So in the early stages of development, like ECDs and stuff, Japanese kids are taught to collaborate and be respectful and right. So we are brought up in a system, in a colonial system that tells us that success is scarce. So there is only one number one per grade one. Whereas, like, you know, in other systems, success is abundant. You are graded, like, as in you got your A plus, he's got his A plus, he's got his A plus. You're all number ones. So we come from a point from the minute we're born and the minute we start to comprehend how life works, we're always fighting for that one spot. So we think that
Scarcity mentality.
we think that success is scarce or it's linear. It's like it's singular. So that's where we usually tend to then say if Denny sells 20 jackets, he's stealing my customers. But no, Denny, you selling your jackets, I'm selling my hoodies.
And the stuff is different, though. You know, you can buy this
So
and you
that's
can buy
where.
that. And
So we're subconsciously indoctrinated to think that there can only be
Yes.
one Denny J.
I remember actually you were the person that told me, and I only realized like years later how much it broke my heart. You said to me, Ammara, there will never be any other female artist as long as you're running on the ground. And I
What the fuck
I
did you
remember
mean, brother?
I took
No,
a
we're
step back. I was just like,
Well,
yo,
you know,
Tell me what you were.
let me step back. Then.
Mtengi.
You know, I actually remember thinking, yo, let me step back. Because actually, I didn't come here to take up all the space. I came here to create space and to open doors, right? But you were at a different point in your life, of course. That was your understanding at the time.
I got into a lot of
But-
trouble with a lot of people
It
at that
rang-
time.
it
You got a
rang-
mic.
it
I
rang
mean,
in my
Alex
mind,
always been like this.
You know?
Yeah, Alex, he was on some hater tip.
No. So at that time, I was collaborating with Ammara. We're doing a lot of different work. I remember that day.
You were just being Zimbabwean, right?
No. So
Fuck everybody else.
It was a NAMA award ceremony that I believe that that she deserved to win, and then like she's now a very good friend of mine. I won't mention the name. As a very very celebrated
We're
Zimbabwean
upset.
artist. So she then won, and then I let it go on Twitter. I let it ring everywhere,
No,
and
I mean, that's solidarity with Ammara. He was just saying, fuck all
Hey,
these
but
other
speaking
people.
of
Ammara
female
should have got
artists,
this one.
what are you listening to right now? Like currently, Zim female artists, Young Gemini. What are you listening to?
I think Young Gemini is dope. I just caught on to Sheba.
Yeah, she's nice.
I think she's so dope. Like
She's
I've
nice,
been
yeah.
seeing her work. I'm like, go on, girl, look at you. it makes me feel excited about the standard of international artists that Zimbabwe is creating.
Yeah, and
I'd like to think I had something to do with that. And it's just like, God, if I
Talk
couldn't
that
have
talk.
dreamt this like any better. I'm just like, yes, because when I think about the global stage, I'm just like, I'll take you anyway.
yeah, she's nice.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, one of my greatest dreams is like to have a global tour with Zimbabwean female artists. Bruh, God help me make that happen, because
Yeah.
I'm just so proud of the things that I'm seeing.
Yeah, I think with Sheba, I think because of the Zimbabwean market, she's being contained in a little.
I don't know
cylinder.
who you guys are talking
Because-
about, eh?
No, Sheba. Yeah, you look it up. But so
Okay.
I did notice some other music which was more in the pop genre. Because she does, the local stuff now. But I heard like a pop song that she did, and she sounded
Before.
amazing. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's there on YouTube.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? So her range is so wide.
Yeah.
But she's obviously, because to cater for the local market, she's containing herself.
Yes, and she must.
Yeah,
and
to
she
a
must.
certain-
There's a route.
Yeah.
There's
See?
a route. One of the things my father taught me was that if you want the world to respect you, you need your own people to respect you. And I held on to that very seriously, to some extent to my own detriment, but also when I look back on it, I was just like, nah, I wouldn't change that, because I'm so glad that when Zimbabweans see me, they'll take ownership. There's just one mix-up. They keep saying Zimbabwe is Beyonce. I'm like, aye.
There are some artists
No.
who.
Don't call me that. Call me Africa's Ammara. I belong to you.
That's it.
Take ownership, please. Huh? I'm Africa's Ammara.
Talk that talk. Talk that talk.
Yeah.
man. Yeah.
Take ownership of me.
There are some artists, however, who have made it on the international stage, but didn't get not so much international. I'll give you, for example, Buffalo Soldier. At some point, a long time ago, very long time ago.
Channel O, DJ
You know what I'm
Wasi.
saying? So he had respect of the continent,
Yeah.
but whenever he came here, we were like, who the fuck is this dude? You understand? But these are extraordinary circumstances, and I can even say the same for Rosala Miller, for example. Rosala Miller was okay when she was at home, but I think when she broke out, she immediately then went and then
Yeah.
she got stardom.
Yeah.
Night Freak
I know,
is
she was
big.
working with my dad, actually.
You know
Night
what I
Freak
mean?
is
She was
big
a
right
band
now.
called Grab.
Night Freak is big right
It's
now.
the same thing,
Night
huh?
Freak is Night Freak is doing stuff with Black Coffee, like touring Ibiza and everything. And when he comes here, he's celebrating Skies, a beat in Harare.
And the
but
same
it's
with-
not.
That's it. The same
He's
with
the most actually streamed artist on Spotify.
yeah.
Oh, that's
Zimbabwean
amazing.
artist.
That's
The
amazing.
same with even I think Mukumba. I think they thought that it was disrespecting their work, but I'm very proud of what those guys have achieved.
Yeah.
But when you look at the respect that they command worldwide,
globally, yeah.
as compared to locally, it's very
Is that your
different.
form of an apology, Denny? For
Well,
the
I did
Mukumba
say
stuff?
I did say on Facebook. Player haters will be like, you say, there was some shit that they were saying because
Outside than here was, and it's true.
yeah, and they do.
Go somewhere, ukasakaneka nabamalisi,
Yeah.
awutomomona.
We don't even know these cats like that.
Remember the face.
But I think maybe
But Ammara wakusangana naye mkhombi unoto icho.
maybe it's a language thing. I think these people need to realize that English is my second language. So what I'm trying to say and how it sometimes comes.
Look, the sound that okay, so when you think about Mokumba, right, where they came out of, they came out of a very different environment. I'm talking about like Vic Falls is where your international crowd goes. The kind of entertainment that you have to have, the sound that you
And they're-
deliver
they're
is so
Tonga, right?
different. Yes,
They're
and
Tonga.
as well as they speak Tonga. So you've got a few factors that are already delivering something that's completely different
Yes.
to anything that would appeal to a Zimbabwean, to a
Hararian.
Hararian, sorry, a Hararian, right? And I remember how many years did we take to even try and figure out what sound bridges what Zimbabwe is listening to and who Ammara is. Like, that was part of the mission.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? So that is inevitable. That being said, I think everybody's journey is different. Everybody's goal is different, right? So you have your Mukumbas. Who's this person you were saying is the highest streamed on Spotify?
DJ Night Freak.
I mean, like, he's got a different path. There's artists who are Zimbabwean, who are based in the UK, who have followings in the UK. But they aren't as, like, if you ask a regular Zimbabwean, they'll be like, who are you talking about? They don't know who you're talking about. Do you get what I'm saying? There's, I want to say, no, let me not mess up people's brands. But there's like this American guy that I remember coming across, and I was like, whoa, this is amazing. And then I thought to myself, maybe because he's queer, of the queer community, this is even like a harder.
In Zimbabwe.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, straight up. And I was just like, man, he's so brilliant. And I was just like, but how long will it take for Zimbabweans to take ownership of that person, right? So, but you also understand that, you know what? He's owned his market. He's carved his space in the world. I'm proud of him. I'm happy when I see Shingai. I'm just like, she's in her part of the world and she just reigns supreme. It's so beautiful how she delivers what she delivers. It's, if she had been in Zimbabwe, I don't think she was going to have the same kind of trajectory. But I love where she's at. Do you know what I'm saying? And I love that the thing about artists is that today the sound might be this. 5 years from now, it'll be a different thing. 10 years from now, it'll be a different thing. So
I've seen you do back-to-back collabos with Enoch, right?
yeah.
And
I know his real name.
Who's in
XQ, right?
Yeah.
My
colored
question
brother.
is that like when you guys were all like bubbling up when things were working out, you and Ja did a collabo that did massively on the way airways. And how come you guys haven't collaborated for like 10? Is it 10? It's been 10 years, right? Since Kude came out. Almost.
Kure.
Yeah, almost.
It's more.
Yeah.
It's definitely more.
How come you guys have never collaborated again?
So we knew that we were going to do, the next project we were going to work on was going to be for Andy Brown Forever. We knew that. We were very, very clear about that because the reason I had engaged him in the first place about that song was for Andy Brown Forever. So all my father's what, estate, music rights, it's still something that's up in the air. And when that ball finally, you know, when the dust settles on all of that, you'll hear something.
I just thought maybe you guys just got too famous and too big for each other. You know, like how you know, like when you, because at first there, you know, like you're all bubbling under, and you're just about to pop up.
Yeah.
So
I mean, look, I'll tell you this. My album, the first album, I would have not been able to complete that album without Ja's support.
Oh, I remember.
And I've also written. I've been a ghostwriter for Ja actually. That no one even knew about.
Nice.
No one even knew about.
That gunshot
and
script.
when I remember even just for creative consultation, Ja and Tamuka have come to me and be like, "We need your help actually. With this is what we're trying to achieve." So I know in terms of like our professional space and where we want to see each other go, we'll support each other where we can. But the next time you hear from us, it's going to be just going to be more powerful, man.
Talking
it's
about,
going to be more buff.
I like it.
Yeah.
Talking about, you know, XQ, I have a bond to chew with that dude. Do you know that his very first television interview in 2003, I gave it to him on the Denny J show when I was on ZTV. 2003.
Why is this beef, bro? I'm sorry.
And okay, so the beef now
Oh.
is, I think it was early on when we started the podcast. I invited him to come through. I think at that point, well, I don't know, maybe we had 2,000 subscribers. I don't know where we were at.
Okay.
But you know, it's just like a little trivia. Like his first interview, he came, he performed on the show. Salala that was rocking at that time, and I had a
Westgate.
Yeah, at Westgate.
Westgate. Akafika bandana dembanje.
Yes, at Westgate.
Yeah,
At the shop. I had a shop at Westgate, so I would put my setup in there. And then he came, he performed. So did Decibel and Diamond Music.
Told you I'm a student of the game, my guy.
Yeah, all right.
I've been studying you, man.
Yeah, good hire. I like that. Yeah. So that's the thing with Excuse. My guy, he's been my guy.
So wait,
Since
has he
2003.
not been on the show?
He hasn't been. He's too big now. He's a superstar.
Ayo, no. Ayo.
All right, let's wait. I can't hear. Get a mic. Get a mic. We can't hear you. It won't come.
My
You have no
mic
mic.
on here, guys.
You have no mic. All along you've been saying all this stuff.
Record. Quiz Oxedo.
Huh? You got no mic, brother.
It's okay. It's okay. You can just.
Which one?
I'm not gonna shout.
Which one? All of them. I've pressed all of them. Okay.
James Woodfield.
Where? Can we hear him? We can't hear him. Tinachi, did you test this mic? All along, my brother, you've been talking to yourself.
I'm telling you, are you serious?
You've been talking to yourself, man. Huh? Where's the mic? Ruvimbo told me the mic was on.
Urwinzo.
There's nothing. There's nothing. Come to it.
E Davy.
This is not a mic. These are all the mics. All the mics are up. These are all the mics.
About this, Baba.
Yeah, but we can't hear him. Check. Listen to the audio. There's no audio.
Don't worry, we'll cut this out. Numero refill.
We don't
Because
need
you can have ice and item.
We don't need to cut it. We
Iba maika inditoda kureka boys nozenga.
can you hear?
Ina
Alex, can
yo.
you, I can hear him.
Yo.
Yeah,
Oh,
ndakumunza.
now we can hear him. We couldn't hear him before. I'm telling you. For real.
Sorry, love.
real.
You okay?
What you saying?
Numero ice, Denny. Me item.
Or Lords of speak. Let me hear.
Yes.
We can hear him.
Yeah, we
I
can't talk.
I can hear him.
SQ don't bother
Can
nobody.
you hear me? Can you hear me? Now.
Can you hear him?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Just to be on the artist side, I mean, I can understand where XQ Munari I chilled.
Yeah.
In this podcast, my podcast, okay, not this, even this podcast. When we started,
Yeah.
for us to get numbers, we had to have those fire interviews. But now we don't need the numbers like that. To have flow, we just need a good interview. Saka XQR of Chiripa Pekuda Kuchaga would know. Wakanita na Jai. Wakaita say, oh, Saka, that's what they think. Because I talked to someone, Pane Jackie.
Yeah.
Oh, this week. Jackie Garant. I don't know that fair and square. Could I mean name Chaka controversy? Could you one of my clips saying, no.
We're not DJ Sparks.
The Tao case. We're okay with numbers that we have.
Don't do that to my guy.
We don't need any more. Saka XQ, such case, I go boys that are not. I was also wonder personal questions.
Ammara, are we bad guys? Are we
So
asking
far,
for
so great.
Some shitty stuff. I mean, like,
You know,
are we not the coolest? One of the coolest interviews you've been on.
Honestly, you are. That's why I'm just like, I was about to say, listen, I'll call him myself and I'll speak to him and be like, bruh.
Yeah, please,
You know what I'm
please.
saying?
Hey.
Like,
What are you drinking?
like,
What are you
go,
drinking?
go.
I'm buying. Why you want to drink? I got you.
And I know with X and Rama
I got
whiskey.
you.
Whiskey, I got you know with X.
No, but I just said to put it out there. But no, it's not a big deal. He's my guy.
No,
Every
yeah,
time
yeah,
I meet him, it's all
yeah.
love. It's been love since day one.
Hey, and tell me something, Ammara, like how do you deal with, like I've seen a lot of fake news about you, like, okay, I mean, you've seen some AI stuff, we've heard rumors about
How
like,
do you know it's
craziest
AI?
Yeah? No, I'm just saying, because I know I've dealt with Ammara and she wouldn't do
Ammara,
that.
this is your guy. He's
Yeah, no, I know.
and and then you'll have like there is the one that like I remember at the time when I was still working with Ammara, like the biggest question that I would ask was, yo, is Ammara really dating Kenim Baiwa? Like the Kenim Baiwa, like
Oh my
people are one
God.
question
there was a
Yo.
no. She
I
said
didn't
she doesn't
even know who that was. I was like, who's that? Oh God.
And then how many times have people put bodies on you? Like, I know Ammara is like, how many times has that happened? And like, let's just dispel that, like, before the flaming lily comes out.
Look,
How much of the shit that we've seen or heard is true? Like,
dude, I really I can't speak to how much you've heard because sometimes it really comes after the fact, and I'm just like, who's that? I don't even know who that is. And like one of the worst I remember, actually probably the worst was. It was my dad's birthday. My dad had been late for maybe 3 years at that point.
Yeah.
And I saw a newspaper that said thousands fail to satisfy Ammara in bed.
What on social media?
No,
on a
newspaper.
newspaper.
For
Like
real?
on the street. Like I actually saw this on the front page and I was like,
I'd keep a copy of that one. Do you have a copy of this
I
newspaper?
didn't buy that.
We're supposed to sue,
hell.
get the guala.
Like, dude, and I was just like, man, and I had to understand at that point in time just where the Zimbabwean mentality was at, man. Like, there was no rationale, you know what I'm saying, of what sexuality really was and like the liberty thereof and where the line was. They had like no cognizance at that point. It was just like anything they could say, was just completely acceptable.
And they never reached out.
Tabloids, they never, of course not. They didn't reach out. I remember experiencing like tabloids who would write stories. I'm just like, when did I say I was getting married? I'm like, bro, you as the journalist were so drunk. I couldn't even talk to you. So where did you get these quotes from? Like, you actually made up these quotes. Yeah. So, like, bro, like, I've had to just woosa. I've had to breathe and just trust that the fans that are meant for me will actually zoom in and see, like, who is this person really? Like, what are her principles and what is she really about? And I think, like, the core fans know. The core fans don't need to be told. And they can't be bothered to be having 1,001 arguments online about what a hater is saying or what somebody who's looking for attention is saying, you know. And I do my very best to just steer clear of it and just not give it any energy, because at the end of the day, nobody's going to remember that person that's talking shit. Like, nobody's going to remember you, bro. And if anything, maybe what you've said has been remembered, but it will do nothing for you in the long run. And for me, I get to tell my whole life story. One day I will write a book and you will find out, Kuti, what is the truth, what are the details of the situation and what isn't. I live with that. I will be proud of that, or I will feel shame about that, but it's my life story, and I give energy where I think it's relevant.
Nice. You're, like I said, you're one of the most intelligent artists that I've had on the show. And you're gonna tell us, you know, we can ask you stuff. You always got answers, and they're good answers. You know what I mean? So you should do interviews for a living.
A couple of decades will do that to you.
Serious. Don't make you sharpen your skills.
I could do a podcast. I mean, maybe one day I will, you know, but it would have to be very intentional, very well thought out. You know, I love to do things that I'm passionate about. I love people. You know, I love humanizing people. When I sit down with people, I like to crack them open. Yeah. You know,
so far, how we doing from your cracking?
Yeah.
How we doing?
You're doing good so far. I mean,
Ammara,
you know,
like the cracking part you're talking, I like it. And you know, like how currently the world is structured towards men. What do you think men are being unfairly judged globally currently? That you be think that, hey, people are being too hard and harsh on men. You know, like it seems like every single piece of content or whatever, it's just too harsh on men. You know, like remember what we were saying about not all Zimbabwean, not one Zimbabwean represents 1,000 Zimbabwean. Yeah, and how do you think the world is being harsh on the current black men currently?
So the challenge, when they say men are trash, that's harsh for me. Mm-hmm. I don't take that lightly. I don't like that. I don't like that hashtag. I don't like that narrative. I'll get into a debate with somebody real quick over that, because I'm just like, you're married. So are you saying you're married to trash? What are you saying, right? And the reason for this is that the misconception is that the standards that men are held to are trash. The standards that you are held up to are trash. I'll give you a perfect example. If you make 3 women pregnant this year,
you got 3 women, brother?
I'm saying if.
You could as well, this one.
No, any of you could.
Okay.
Any of you could. Because you can, right? Because you can as a man. Not that you will, but that you can, right? The narrative about you would be so different than a woman that falls pregnant with different men.
Yep.
Auntie.
Straight.
Yeah.
But who is responsible for that? Who is responsible for that standard? We are all responsible for that standard. Right? Because why? I'm a mother that's raising a son. If you say men are trash, that means that I'm raising trash. Aibo, not me. I'm going to put my son straight. I'm going to teach him about condoms. Now, like this. Now. The same way I'm going to teach my little sisters and my daughters is the same way I'm going to teach my son. Because that's standard in the house. If you are going to learn to cook, Azina, Camille must also learn how to cook. If you are going to learn how to go and make money, Camille, Azina must also learn to make money.
True.
We're not going to hold the same position in the household necessarily, because we're going to naturally have different strengths. But we're going to hold each other accountable to the same standard of principles. Do you get what I'm saying? The problem in society is that we don't hold men and women to the same principles. I'm not saying all men are dogs, but I can differentiate between a Zimbabwean man and a Malawian man.
Tell me about the Zimbabwean men.
Tinashe, what are we sitting on? Ammara is so much fun. We could be here the whole day. What are we sitting on in terms of time?
1 hour 44.
What are we on?
1 hour 44.
Okay, all right. Okay, that's like half Superman wants in his interview. I mean, we're doing all right. Shit.
Oh my God.
Tell me about the Zimbabwean men.
Does it even feel like that long?
No, it's been a while, but it's been a good while.
Cool, yeah?
You know, it's been a good while.
Nice.
Because
we still got to get in the music. Right?
Yeah, okay.
the culture that's carried, the culture that is maintained, the culture that is encouraged. You see what I'm saying? Is so bewildering here.
Just like Zimbabwean men.
Sheesh, it's bewildering. Like somebody said to me, I tried to date a Zimbabwean man. Where is she from? She's half Ivorian and half American. Huh? And she was like, I tried a Zimbabwean man. She's like, ooh. I was like, oh God, I was so shy.
What was really wrong, particularly?
I was so
The
shy.
D was okay.
Did our guy
but
not represent? Did our guy not
the-
represent what happened?
What happened?
And y'all be wanting too many women all at the same time.
No, but what I'm saying in terms
No.
of performance and
Timber,
everything,
this is not a
I
representation.
crying
see.
about performance.
Buru is not a
She
representation.
wasn't. Listen. We're not going to talk about men in the bedroom. That's not the
but like,
issue.
No, we're trying to
What
assess.
performance are you talking about?
Remember, Ammara, you're looking at it from a girl point of view, right? So this is one of our ambassadors, right? And this is like feedback.
he let the brotherhood down.
We want to know
As the brotherhood.
We want to know what our guy did, what he did right.
I
what he
didn't
did
even ask
wrong.
any details, man, because from what I've seen on these streets, I'm just like, yo, I can't even argue, bruh.
So we're not
I
representing.
can't even argue.
But no, Ammara, you've dated. You dated good Zimbabwean men?
Oh shit, we're
sorry,
not
no,
doing that good. All right, okay. Shit, she took too long.
Yeah.
God damn. Are we that bad though?
Yes.
Are we trash?
I remember this one.
Look,
I remember this one time.
Wait. She hasn't answered. Where are we?
I have dated good Zimbabwean men.
Okay, all right. So okay. Did you just throw that in there for us? Just
No, I had to think about it. I was just like, let me not lie, because you know it's. I'm not here to sell dreams. I'm like, let me not say things that are not true.
they were Sokos, right? It's usually Soko.
Jenny.
Morph, it's not Morph, definitely.
Jenny. This one time we were from the airport with Ammara. Ammara is like, yo, dude, you need to buy. She's not talking to me. She's talking to, we'll say, third party, whatever. She's like, yo, dude. So this dude had been cooking off his microwave for an entire year.
Yeah.
So she's like, yo, dude, you just came from overseas and you just made this money. You know, you can just buy a stove. Ammara, tell him what this guy said.
I don't remember. Tell me
The guy is like, so you see, Ammara. The guy is like, you see, Ammara, if I buy a stove, when you're not there, I'll be thinking about you. So I can't buy a stove or rather cook from a microwave every day.
How does the microwave got to do anything with Ammara? This one is your.
Inside.
Yeah? I was like,
How are we linking Ammara to microwave?
no, like that's the kind of crazy people.
No, but he was a proper dream merchant. I know who you're talking about. Listen.
Oh, dream merchant, don't take
I've dated some real dream merchants.
I didn't know there was a name, a dream merchant. He's selling dreams. That's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah, no, because look, by design, right? I'm an artist. I aspire to reach the dreams, right? We have these dreams, and we're like, you know what? It seems impossible, but we're gonna do it. You understand? If you don't have that attitude in Zimbabwe, you'll drown as an artist. You know what I'm saying? You have to be extremely optimistic. But it worked against me in my dating life because we have these goals, right? But just some of us wanted to work towards the goals, and others, well, not so much.
Okay.
You know, anyway, what I was trying to say was just that some of the things that have been normalized in the Zimbabwean society for men are just not healthy, man. They're just not healthy.
You feel like men are intimidated by you because of your success? Like when
Yeah, absolutely. One of the best things about my partner was quite literally like, he knew I was Ammara Brown, he appreciated that I was Ammara Brown, but it wasn't like climbing a mountain for him. You know, we look at each other like equals. You get what I'm saying? He's just like, yeah, no, you're this amazing creature, and I'm also this amazing creature. So we can hold space for each other and not feel insecure. I think part of the journey, like as a human being, right, you've got to differentiate between your insecurities and your intuition, right? And remember when I said we had to go through that journey where we had to become these people that we are, it's because I was able to differentiate, is this my insecurity talking or is this my intuition talking? And yeah, through my journey with Zimbabwean men, it was a lot of tough lessons.
So when is the wedding, and
figuring
when
that out.
are we invited to the wedding, and where is the wedding?
No, you're not invited to the wedding.
But
You
Ammara,
keep asking.
No.
You're not in the inner circle anymore. Alex,
it's a-
accept you're no longer in the inner circle. You're that
Jeff, what's
dude
when
she
Jenny
used
J
to
show
know.
with the wedding? We have an exclusive.
No, it's a very small wedding.
Alex, we're outside, brother.
The wedding guest
Too
list
late.
is...
It's all memories now. Alex, it's all memories. It's a wrap, my brother.
Please don't ask.
Alex, I'm sorry, my brother. Just take it, my brother. You know, you're not in the top 40.
I wasn't even here, but the phone was going to be.
You're not in the top 40, my brother. Maybe next time. I don't know if they ever will be one, but
When you say next time, you think she's gonna get remarried again?
Ammara, are you gonna make it 41 so that it makes it into 40? Dude, come on.
No, Sway. Actually, one of the guests called me the other day and she's like, oh, can I bring a date? I was like, no, you cannot.
So Alex,
yeah,
unless if somebody
I-
drops,
Alex here.
unless if somebody drops Alex, I don't even know if you're at the top 80. If someone drops, I can't even. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry, bro. Just let this one go. You know what I mean? It's not even gonna be that amazing. I'm telling you, bro. It's not even gonna be like
It
that.
makes you feel better.
It's not gonna be like that.
Hey. So tell me, Flaming Lily, which single do you think is gonna be? Huh?
Flame Lily.
Flame Lily.
No, it's flaming.
Flaming Lily.
Oh my
Flaming.
bad.
Flaming Lily. Which single do you think is gonna be the one? In India, I like her. You know, she.
Yeah, we want to get into the tunes, right? Real quick. Is that fine, Ammara? Can we go through the tunes?
perfectly
But before
fine.
we do that,
Yeah.
before we get to the tunes, we gotta do trivia. I didn't prepare anything.
Oh yeah,
for it.
trivia.
All right.
I think I got trivia.
All
Something.
right. Okay.
Oh.
So what I got? Okay.
Yeah.
So the deal is very simple. We'll pour a little bit of liquor, right? If you mess up, you drink.
Ew.
No, it's really like a
I'm just
either
gonna,
or.
I'm gonna stay throwing it back. All right.
It's just either or. So if it's tough, then you drink. If you don't want to give us an answer, you can drink it away. In case you don't.
Oh,
know what
I
I'm saying?
just don't know. You said
Yeah.
trivia. I was like, oh,
No, it's just like, do you like this one or do you like that one? I don't know. Nothing hectic.
Trivia, but now.
Yeah, all right. So let's start. We'll create one as we go. Lord, help me out. All right, the usual one. Winky D, Old Job Praiser. This is like a standard here. Ooh, you got to pick one. You don't even need to explain to us why. You understand? There's Winky, there's Job Praiser. Who you going to go with?
They're both good.
Sorry. Can
We
I?
know. That's why we're making it
Jenny,
difficult.
sorry.
Why you want me to
Can I
pick
ask
between
about
my
something
brothers?
now that you asked that question?
It's not supposed to be easy.
Is it? Can I just ask something because you triggered something? Is it true that you were the first person that was called to actually do the collaboration from Garden?
No.
Okay.
Okay, that was quick enough. Good. All right, back to the lecture at hand. All right, so you got to choose one, right? This is the radio, right? We got to play one song. You got to choose which one we're going to play. We're going to play Winky D or we're going to play Job Praiser. We're going to play something. So you're going to have to choose one.
Oh, they're so
You know what I mean?
different and amazing in their own
Yeah.
right.
And you've collaborated with both.
Yeah, I'm just like, how y'all gonna make me choose?
So if you don't play this song, the world comes to an end. So you got to play a song. And the only two CDs that are there is Winky D and Job Praiser. You're not going to let people die over this song.
Yeah, I'm just like, ish.
No, that's too little a tot.
I respect them.
That's too little a tot. Another one. Another one. This is a big one. You got to take another one.
Next question. Are you good?
Okay. Okay. Do you like Takuda?
Yeah,
Do you like Tammy Moyo?
yeah.
So which song are we gonna play? Takuda, yes. Tammy Moyo. We gotta save the world. A song has to play.
You guys, what is this all the trivia? It's just I must pick between my favorite people like this. Like, you guys, end of the world, bro.
We gotta play. We gotta play a song.
Okay. Tammy.
All right. Okay. All right. Tammy, you got this one.
Yeah.
And
Shiba or Attender.
Attender Chinks. You've heard Comrade Chinks' daughter, right?
Official or attender?
She spoke about
Actually-
Shiba. Have you listened to Attender Chinks?
I don't think I've heard Attender actually. That's why I'm just like,
I mean,
I
you
don't
have
think
to
I can
know.
answer
Damn.
that. I don't
Damn,
think I
man.
can answer
Who you gonna put Shiba versus?
Attender.
No, she doesn't know Attender. So she's gonna choose Shiba automatically. I think.
I'm gonna go
sure,
check
sure,
her
sure.
out though. Is what I'm gonna do.
No, she's
No,
fire.
attender's good.
yeah.
She's fire. You need to
That's
check
exciting.
out. All right. Let's go overseas. You said you're an old school.
Old school girly.
Yeah. So who you gonna go with, John Legend or Luther Vandross?
John. John.
So you're not as old school as I thought, right? Like,
Jody is your new
Because she's like
John
a
is a
90s.
writer.
She's
Like I
someone
love
singing with
Luther's
Satan.
voice.
Anyway, no, I just flicked randomly. I'm waiting for you to give me some.
Oh, okay. You talk about Baza?
Yeah. All right.
God.
Yeah, like Joy they see or Boys to Men?
Boys to Men.
Jody is your new edition.
Jodeci.
All right. Let's see. Okay. I got some. No, I won't use that one. All right. Okay. All right. I'm here.
Ladies and gentlemen,
We're at it.
the Denny J
Let's go.
Show exclusive.
Right here, right now. Chawda
Flaming Lily exclusive. This is. This is nice, man. You know what? You heard it first. The Denny J Show Flaming Lily album's out
Soon.
in a couple of days. Make sure you pre-save that.
I like.
Looking for nothing just like that, you came out of nowhere. Whether I win or lose, I know I just want you near. You can't fight love, 'cause one thing for sure is love don't fight fair. Love don't fight fair.
I approve. Track number one. Track number one is good.
I want you here.
Oh shit. Fuck.
So this track is.
They gotta go stream it. We can't play it all the way to the end. You know what I mean? Like, shit.
You just sampled
Yeah.
Hadi Zindega.
There
What was
is-
going through your mind?
Ironically enough, Brian Soko came to me with this hook, with the chorus. I think you stopped it just before it was about to pop off.
No,
Do you want me to play it on? Will it miss out on something?
No, it's
No,
okay.
no,
Don't,
so that they can
don't
buy it.
worry
The
about
instrument?
It. Don't
Yeah.
worry
Oh,
about
shit.
it. They'll
Yeah,
get
stream
to
it. They'll stream.
He came to me and he's just like, listen, this thing is playing in my head, and this and that, you know, and I was just like, oh, that's fire. Okay. And like I said, me and him just like once we start penning together, it's just like it's effortless, right? But then at some point I was preparing for a show and I wanted to like sample the song. Okay, so like it's a bit of an old school approach, but you know, you just give the people a little bit, you know what I'm saying, so that they can feel a little bit, and then when they finally hear the track, they're gonna be like, oh wait, didn't she perform this? And I was performing like a medley. It had shungu. So that bira that you're hearing is actually from my dad's shungu, and I don't
Yeah,
I don't mess
I know-
with my
I know,
dad's
yeah,
stuff like lightly. But once I heard it in my head, I was like, oh, you guys, we have to
Yeah.
put this
The
in
instrumental is
Handizindega. Let's
catchy,
blend
yeah.
this, man. Like, I think this is going to be so fire. And we had Mary Annabelle come into studio and record the nare, and I recorded the nyunga nyunga. So it was like, you know, we weren't restricted in terms of like how we could attack the Mbira line and that kind of thing. And it was just beautiful because like one of the opening lines, like, wasn't looking for nothing just like that, you came out of nowhere. So it sounds like nowhere, but I'm actually saying no way. You understand? You get what I'm
Norwegian
saying?
shit.
Yeah, like I was like, my fiance has been my muse, man, on a lot of the tracks of this album.
that's nice.
So
You came
I-
from
I love
Norway.
this for so many, so many reasons.
Lots of, for those who wait a
Vikings.
year, the guy who swept her
Yeah.
off her feet is
Viking.
Norwegian.
He's Haaland's
So
brother.
he came from Norway.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
It's
I
true.
like that.
It's true. And Brian cooked on this one. He's just a hell of a producer, man, and it's wonderful.
For the next song,
Brian Soko is our guy.
Grammy Award winning, right?
Yeah, he's in America, right? He's based in America.
He's actually based in Joburg now.
Oh, he's based in Joburg.
So
Yeah, Trump
we've had the joy of recording a lot of this album at his studios, and I've just had a blast, man.
Nice. All right, so I approve of the first track. This is crazy.
The second track is what I'm betting on.
Okay.
Because I made a bet. because I think she thinks the third one is going to be the hit. I think this one is going to be the hit. This is a world premiere of all those women who like to send emojis, like, you know, like, we don't speak emojis. Sakawaireve, like, what do you mean when you send me like some emoji that I'm like,
You know, my most popular one is like
yeah,
that emoji, like gets you out of everything. Whatever you think.
Women will send you a
What do you
sticker
mean?
as in Waireve, like as in like as in, and like this I felt when I listened to it like earlier in the production of the song, I was like, this is a catchy one. So up next, Waireve. This is the one. This is the one, guys.
Staring at all of these walls after we've been through it all. Never thought we would come this far. Just strip down all of my walls just so you could see it all. Never thought you would fall this far from my. You said you'd protect me, you'd never neglect me. You said you'd protect me, even from yourself. You said that you could be here. When you said you'd hold me, your voices in my head, playing everything you said.
That tune, nobody know with that tune.
Oh shit!
What do you think?
Now people are gonna think I'm biased now. Shit, fuck,
do you
like she paid me.
But what do you think?
Amanda, did you pay me? Did
I didn't pay
you and
you.
me meet before today?
No, nobody's getting paid.
Did
yeah.
we rehearse this thing?
I've never
I
seen
met
Jenny
you
smile.
today.
Ever
Have you
since I've
seen me
met you.
before today?
You are smiling, when I was listening to that.
Oh, that's dope.
You are doing well,
Thank you.
young lady. You are doing well.
What do you think?
It's a nice song. I like the arrangement. I like the mellowness of the song. We're not rushing anyway. It's growing sexy, like we say, right? We're not. We're not in a rush. We want people to listen to the lyrics,
Yeah.
not so much the beat. More the lyrics. The beat is there to complement whatever we're trying to do.
Yeah. The more you listen to that song, the heavier the lyrics become.
Yeah,
Yeah. But
I'm rocking with it.
Good
2 out of 3.
good song. I wrote it
So
so
far.
quick. Ooh, I wrote it so quick. I remember Charlie K sent me that instrumental, and 2 hours later, I sent him back a voice note. I was like, bruh. And he's like, whoa. And I was like, yeah, I had a lot to get off my chest.
Yeah,
And so there it is.
nice.
There it is.
I love it.
What inspired that?
A real life situation.
You're getting me signal for someone.
Wait, what the fuck did you mean?
Eish, bro.
Mixed signals.
Yeah, no, I was in a relationship with somebody, a very deep and meaningful relationship with somebody. And then he slept with a relative, a very close relative of mine.
Who does that? Who does that? You are the Jonasi. You are the Jonasi.
Yo, I was with the Jonas. Yo, Amana. But I learned a lot. And, you know, when I look back on it now, I'm just like, hey, thank you for the song, because damn, that's a good song.
You know that, like, I always help people, right? Like, you know how, like, Anna blood, even like, blood, like, people go to rehab and I know it's selfish from me as a music consumer and as a fan. I think that the most beautiful art, comes from heartbreak and like dysfunctionality. I remember when you were penning Achilles and what was going through in your life at that time. Like, I really feel like you need to get your heart broken more so that you get more crazy dope tunes.
You want to tell us about Achilles?
I don't wish that on any, but
You want to tell us about Achilles?
I was dating a narcissist, man. You know, I was dating a narcissist. Somebody who was insecure in his masculinity, insecure in his position in the world. You know, it's like when we started out, we kind of felt like equals a little bit. If anything, he may have felt above. And then I did this, and he started he started to feel really small next to me, you know. And at some point he apologized, you know what I'm saying? And took ownership of that, you know, of the nature of the abusiveness and the, you know, manipulation and that kind of thing. Although in a certain regard it continued, but that was my own growing to do, right? I had to grow out of that truly and holistically, and I'm glad I did.
Is that like a thing with men, not just Zimbabwean men, just men in general? They don't like it when a woman goes, and they always want to have the upper hand. They always got to be up there.
Look, I think as a global society, right, it's the conditioning. If you raise, because there are healthy men out there who can't be bothered, like they can't be bothered to make you feel smaller. It doesn't benefit them anything to make you feel less than. It actually makes them feel like crap if you're shrinking in any kind of way. Do you know what I'm saying? So there's good men out there. You can't throw a blanket over, right? But again, the consensus is you must be, you know, you must be the provider. You must make more money, and you must, no. But you don't understand, like, when you partner together so well, like what actually happens. Like, bro, you can throw each other forward. You know what I'm saying? And that partnership is wildly amazing. I mean, and even as far as like the stay-at-home mom, like they're wildly underrated in terms of what they bring to the table. It's a narrative that we're changing as we go along, as we grow, you know, as a human race.
I hate to sound very Shadarish, like, but I feel
very what?
You know Shaddai, right?
No. I think what a lot of men deal with when women start earning more is that time and time again, it's like I can, you know, like there's this famous saying, if I was working for 10 years and you are not working, right? And not that I'm negating the fact that you were like a stay-at-home mom and you're taking care of the family, right?
Okay.
You wouldn't know about it. But if a woman just works for 1 month,
you will know.
You will actually know.
And they'll let you know. The woman will let you
So I think it's how, and I'm not saying that you are that person, but I'm saying that generally, globally, like when women start earning, they now
It's a wrap.
It's like
one.
Like I didn't got to my one. No, trust me. I've been in a relationship where I earned less than my partner.
Okay.
And
Because I'm a place.
Essentially, I wasn't because of my plate. I was being romantic.
Is that what they call washing plates nowadays, nigga? Oh, I'm just gonna be romantic in the kitchen real quick.
Listen, I always said it though. I always used to say this, and people used to look at me like I was a little bit weird. I'm just like, if we've both gone to work, like somebody needs to bath the baby while I do the cooking, or you need to go wash the dishes while I'm clean. Do you get what I'm saying? Like we both need to contribute in a similar way. You can't just sit down and then you're relaxing for 3 hours.
You can't just be a mofela.
Do you understand what I'm saying? So I've woken
I'm
up.
not mofela.
I've been up since 5 a.m. We've had a full days of work. Then I must come home. Then I must deal with the children. I must deal with the pots. And then after I put the children to sleep, I must still come and serve you. Hey, bro.
No, I'm not talking about it from that angle.
Ammara, how do you feel? You know, mwana?
I'm so relieved.
What the fuck? What the fuck? What are my people
I'm
gonna
so
say?
relieved. I was.
What are my people gonna
do you know
say?
what? Do you know how many
if
times?
these images
do you know how many
leak?
times I've come into Harare? I get to the airport and the people are like, "Where's the baby?" And I'm just like, "She's with her dad."
And this is like a baby, right?
Yeah, baby, like a baby, like my.
Lodza, this is a baby.
She just turned one, like a few, you know.
Not
too long ago.
Lodza gets it because Lodza, you know, carries the baby with a shower. Is that what they call it?
Dude, you know, you're not always gonna carry the baby. Sometimes I'm gonna carry the baby, and you're gonna be the one in front of the pots, bro. But like, and then, there's also gonna be nights where I'm gonna say, I'm gonna take the baby. Why don't you go watch the game? Here's your pack of beers. Go watch the game. I'll run you a bath. I'll put some salts in there, some oils. When I put the baby to sleep, I'm gonna give you a massage. I'm gonna see to you. You can be in the guest room. No. No. Do you get what I'm saying? Because when you preserve my energy as a woman, let me tell you something. As a woman, I'm a multiplier. I will multiply that energy in the house. So whatever you dish my way, believe me, it's gonna multiply.
I was
I'm
going
gonna
to say, I was
bless
kind of
you.
wife it is.
Even-
She's a G, man.
No, you are a G, but I'm.
You got boss. Leo, what are we saying about what Ammara is saying? Are we saying...
Listen.
Are we saying what Ammara
When a woman is at ease, guys, here's the thing.
Oh, okay.
When a woman is at ease, when you put her at ease in her home,
Yeah.
there's a peace that washes over her. The way she wants to do for you, bruh. The things she wants to do. Whatever you give her, even you bring a packet of groceries, she'll cook a meal for you. She will put a spread on the table. You understand? She'll multiply.
Is this for all women?
This
Do
is
all
for
women
all. Okay, let me not speak for all. Let me say majority of women. They love to give. Oh, we love to give. We love to give. But you must invest. You understand what I'm saying? Plant the seed, Ka. Plant the seed and watch that grow. It is amazing what will happen, man.
It sounds so beautiful.
I'm also not used to,
That's some beautiful shit.
My partner came in here and sometimes I realized something. The other day, my feet were sore. I was on my feet like the whole day. There was so much happening. I had to go, I had meeting after meeting after errand after errand, and the end of the day came. And we were just sitting on the couch and I was like, I can finally sit down. And then he just started rubbing my feet. And I was like, oh, thank you, baby. That's amazing. Thank you so much. And I said, bless your hands, baby. Bless your hands. Actually, may everything you touch turn to gold. I say this to him. You can ask him. You can ask him how often I say this. When he treats me well, I would say, baby, bless your hands. Bless your labor. Everything that you touch, may it multiply. May you have abundance. You understand what I'm saying?
Amen.
I speak into his life. You understand what I'm saying? I speak into his life, and believe me, those things multiply. Believe me when I say this, right? Then he can be driving. Simple thing. Next day, he's driving. I'm in the back with the baby. And he's had a long day. But we know we've got to what? We've got to move. We've got things to do. I'm in the back seat. I got my seatbelt on. I start massaging his back, and he's like, thank you so much.
And he steps on it like, yo.
You understand what I'm saying?
Loza, Leo.
I give back. You understand what I'm saying?
we
Whatever
getting-
you've given me, trust me. Trust me, it will come back.
No.
Then it's time for him to watch the game. Norway is playing, whoever. I said, baby, here's your beers. Do you want some gin? You want a cocktail? I said, what can I get you? I'll take the baby. I'll go. Because I know when I say, baby, I've had a long day. I'm about to run my bath. I'm closing. It's our room, huh? But it's our ensuite bathroom. And I'm just like, children, everything, please no one bother me for the next hour.
People
leave me.
People must come to your house for lessons.
I was like, while he's here around,
He's stopping us again.
Pour into each other.
So now,
No, Leo, I wanted Leo's input on what she said. She said some nice stuff.
It sounds very nice.
Amazing, actually.
Yeah, but to the extent that this is what she is experiencing in her environment.
Plus, remember, this is a white dude.
Yes, this this is Europe, right?
I use Europe. I
So
want
hold on.
Africa.
Ammara, we can't take away the whiteness of the dude, right?
Yeah.
'Cause, those people are more romantic than us. I mean, we only got independence the other day. We just started learning romance. Give us some time, winner. Give us some time. These guys have lots of years learning romance. Leo, am I lying?
Things that are culturally acceptable in Europe may not necessarily apply in Africa. Because think about it this way. This sounds like a genie in a bottle, where you must rub the bottle for the genie to come out. You know what I mean? But when you think about it...
Can I tell you the truth?
Yeah.
There are so many people, there are millions of people experiencing this every day. They don't talk about it. And the reason they don't talk about it is because they don't want anybody to come after their man.
True.
Me, I'm not scared. You can try.
Yo!
Number one. Number two. Bruh.
Come on.
Try.
Give it to them.
You will fail. It's not about that. And I say this because my best friend is married to a black man. She's mixed herself. She's married to a black man. I see. A black Zimbabwean, actually. Not just a black man. I see how he treats her. And I'm like,
Yeah, of course. There's a few of us like that. There's a few of us like that.
But think about this.
Eh.
A man who works throughout the day, and he's the provider, and then he must come home and take part in the house chores where you have been sitting at home waiting for him to provide, and so you know what men go through. You know,
Whoa.
women don't
Whoa.
go through
Whoa,
that.
whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, okay.
No, hold on.
No, I hear what you're
Hold
trying
on.
to say. You're trying to say that a woman that is staying at home is not a job. Are you married, sir?
I am.
Do you?
And I'm
You're
too
married, yeah?
experienced.
No.
I've
Hear
been,
me.
I've been to the
Hear me.
rodeo.
No.
No, he's not a Niger. Our Niger boy is that one. That
Yeah.
one there. Loads.
Okay. Is your partner a stay-at-home wife?
No, she works.
Okay. Let me put it to you this way. You have kids?
I've got 5 kids.
You got 5 kids.
The guy's a
And
kid
I'm,
making
and I'm,
a
a
Very
smoke.
good.
I'm a
No,
provider. Don't
very
don't
good.
use me as an example.
No,
I'm a bad example.
No, but it's a perfect
I'm a
example.
hardworking man.
It's a perfect example because this here is part and parcel of the argument where somebody will say, one person is out working from 9 to 5, right? Yeah. And you're saying the woman at home is working from what time? She's not working? The moment she wakes up, she's working, bruh. Who's making breakfast in the house? She's got to be a cook. She's got to be a driver. She's got to be a cleaner. She's got to be a counselor. How many jobs and hats does she have to have that no one will pay her for, by the way? No one in the house is paying her for.
Okay, but this is a two-way
Shimbo
street.
Mirai? I'm not even done.
All right.
And then, because even when you have a nanny, bro, you pay the nanny. Auntie, but nobody pays the wife. Nobody pays the wife who has no nanny. And even if she has a nanny, for your home, for you to come home to a peaceful, clean environment where you're not getting stressed out when you're pulling your hair when you get home. Why isn't the child even bathed? Hey, what is this food on the table? What is this? Why don't we even have a decent meal?
Yeah, Leo, you're not gonna win this one.
Guys,
Okay,
and
so-
then,
okay,
and
Ammara.
then
Ammara.
there's no off.
Okay.
Because if the child is waking up 5 times a night,
But this is the problem.
she's got a
that we
newborn
have.
that she's even waking up to 5
I
times
think
a night.
we need another
when is the
episode.
off?
Yeah,
When is her off
But
period?
this is the problem that we have,
In-
where you guys are very outspoken
Let
about
me-
your desires. Okay? Now, I'm saying to you,
All right, okay.
Can I
Alright, so-
can I help him out? Can I
Look
can I
out
help-
for the
can I help
next
you out?
episode.
yeah, go ahead.
Can I help you out? So I feel like that when this conversation happens, I see it when you guys when we put out episode Yashadaya or whatever, right? I feel like for starters, right, when it comes to the gender conversation, we usually are talking at each other and not talking to each other, and people are not hearing each other. Are we saying like Zim is the best place to be at? I mean, hell yeah, the climate and everything is good, but I mean, when we then talk of what people go through, I think there's a certain, like the kind of economic hardships that people face all over. It's hard kuti ndanyimwa change yangu because munhu ana coin mukombe ndichienda padende ka ndosvika ndotora kuramba makumbo ndigaya kuti mangwana how am I gonna get back to work and there are a lot of factors. Not that I'm saying that not that I'm discrediting what you're saying, right? But the reality for most people, and also the other thing I would want to add is in India, like this guy is just at least I can report them because you are here. Papa Lords and these guys say that I mustn't show my girlfriend my phone and she mustn't have my password. And because in an African context, especially
look at her surprise.
In an African context, people think that if you love your wife, unonzi akajigiso to a certain extent. And am I lying or not?
Yeah,
Comment section is my fire emoji.
Yeah, but
Mawana,
listen,
I told you
the
episode.
point that Ammara didn't allow me to
No,
make.
what I'm saying is that like it's a very
Alright.
complex situation for men to actually articulate this because already the world that we're living in currently, especially in Zimbabwe, wangu nduga zino rangu rina loads and zino rangu nduga each. Like romance chayo. Do you know like me? I'll be very frank with you.
Okay, what does okay, tell me something, Zizu.
Now the
It's a very
podcast
simple
is
thing.
starting and we're
It's
about
a very
to
simple
finish.
thing. It's a very simple thing. What does it cost you to rub my feet?
It cost me zero.
All right, okay.
my case.
All right, okay. Let me just round up.
Oh, so no, we got one more track. This is the one that Ammara thinks the
wait,
video's coming out
wait.
with.
No, but we got to round it off.
But it was so good,
all right, so this is what I picked up. Yeah, we're going to play it. So this is what I picked up, right? Like, Ammara, you're talking from a certain point, right? It could, some could even say from a privileged point, as it were, right? Because you stay in a household where things work. Your household is not one where it's struggling, like the regular Zimbabwean household, for example. I'll tell you that because you're an earning wife, you earn very well, your husband earns very well. So your setup is not necessarily the Zimbabwean setup per se. No, I'm not downgrading. I understand exactly what you said, and you made some very good points. But I'm just trying to align the both of you. Leo comes from a different background, right? His background is one where he has a working wife, he works, but they're coming from a traditional perspective of marriage. Remember, there's a Zimbabwean marriage
But it's not
setup.
even like that. You guys didn't understand me.
Yeah.
I'm saying what Ammara was saying is very nice, but it's personal to her.
Yes.
The situations are different. You work with what works for you in your
Yes.
environment.
Your situation is
Yeah,
not universal.
we're talking about when it's not working.
When
We're
what-
talking about how to make things work. So that's why I said, what does it cost you to rub my feet? I didn't tell you about a spa day he sent me to. That's not what I said.
Okay, good point.
I said he rubbed my feet.
Yes.
I said, bring me a packet of groceries and I'll cook a meal. Hunty, don't you do that? Don't you bring home groceries? Hunty, you're the provider.
100%.
Eka.
But we
So
do-
where are you
So-
losing?
so
Where are you
this-
losing
this
each
is
other
the-
here?
we're losing each other where we think that all men, this is what works, what is happening in Ammara's household should be happening in all the other households.
You're not a universal
You
household.
lose
You're
us-
not a
you lose us
prototype.
as men when
You're not a
when some-
prototype of every
it's
household.
not
Okay.
Do you think? Okay.
All right.
Sorry. Do you think what's happened in Amara's household is wrong for you to
Oh,
actually
no, it's
duplicate?
perfect.
Do you
Yes,
think it's
sir.
impossible to do?
No, it's possible and it works
Can you
for
do
her.
that?
It's
Can you
possible.
No,
have
I'm
your
saying,
wife-
is it impossible for you?
I can.
So why are you
Okay.
not doing it?
But I'm saying it's not the template that we must say, like a genie in a bottle. If you don't do this, then I'm not a happy wife.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, so Ammara, we're gonna do another episode once the album's out, and then we're gonna pick up from where we left off.
So guys,
Yeah. So
world premiere.
Ammara, this has been amazing. We still have one song to play. In fact, we can actually just shut the show with that song.
World premiere.
All right, we can hear you. We can hear you. We're trying to finish this podcast.
So world premiere.
No,
This is
not yet. We're gonna. I think that's the last thing we're gonna do, and then we close off. So we need Mara to say final words.
Yeah.
What she thinks, what's happening, and then we're gonna finish off with the song, and then we're gonna do all those effects at the end. We're not gonna talk to you after the song. So Ammara, what you gotta say to your multitudes of fans who've been supporting you since day one?
Hey, my people, I love you so much, man. I'm so proud of wherever you are in this world. I'm so proud of the growth that we've had. We've grown together. We've come from far. And when you listen to this album, I want you to feel good. I want you to feel seen, okay? And make sure you come to the actual launch on September 5th. We are launching this beautiful album. We're going to perform for you. It's going to be a great show. The album is featuring Gemma. It's featuring Nati O. It's featuring Freeman. And man, I just can't wait to give you all this goodness. And
Do we know?
I love you.
Do we know where the launch is gonna be?
It's going to be at Reps Theatre
Reps Theatre
Yeah.
on the you
on
said
the 5th of September.
5th of September. And where can we get
2026.
tickets? And when can we get these tickets?
Come to my social media pages. You can find me at Ammara Brown on the gram, at Ammara Brown Fans on Facebook. You'll find me on TikTok. Dude, it's just going to be such a lituation. And also, you can go to the website, www.ammarabrown.com. We will give you all the links to all the goodness and the juice.
How many of the Denny J show getting to give away on our show? The biggest podcast.
You want to
in the
give
country?
away some tickets?
Yeah, I'm sure we can actually.
All
Denny?
right. I'll tell you what,
do
we'll
something
give
towards
you,
the date,
we'll
man.
give you
Yeah.
4 tickets to give away.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Nice. So you heard it, guys. 4 tickets to give away to Ammara Brown's album launch at Reps Theatre on the 5th of August.
Of September.
Of September. Sure. I can't wait. I can't wait. We're good to go, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's my birthday on the 6th, so it's actually kind of a birthday launch celebration.
Nice. So people can bring presents.
Yes, you may. You're
Guys, you
welcome.
can bring presents to the show. I'll be there. I'll be at the door. You can give them to me. Hopefully they all get to where they're going. But money you can send to my e-cookies directly. We're good. Yeah, what you got? We can't hear you.
Are you gonna
No
invite
one
him to your
here is
wedding?
invited
Alex,
to my wedding, guys.
Alex, Alex, I
guest-
tried,
the
buddy.
guest list
I
is
tried,
closed.
buddy. I tried.
Guest list is closed.
Alex.
But-
All right, can you
but-
promise us? All right, can you promise us? God forbid. God forbid you ever divorce. God forbid. I want this one to work forever. But
Then stop your train of thought right there. Stop your train
I tried.
of thought right there.
I tried,
We'll
Alex.
I tell you what, on the 10-year anniversary, we will open the gates. A bit wider. Do you understand what I'm saying?
okay, all right.
Yeah, because 10 years from now, we're definitely going to celebrate
Alex, 10 years,
our
Baba.
10 years.
As
in
Alex said,
marriage.
it's
Alex,
this guy's actually like
10 years.
I
We go.
I was one of the first people to talk to him, right? Like I talked to the guy. Like it's not I used to order sitting guys. But anyway,
and Alex, what you got to say to the people before we shut up?
guys,
this
stay
thing.
safe. Lead with love out there. Show a little bit of grace. We're all going through a lot. And this life that we have is not a rehearsal. This is the actual deal. So live your life to the fullest.
Yeah. And anything else, Papaloza? We good? We good out here? We're gonna finish off with what's the name of the song? The last one.
Eternity
featuring
from
Freeman.
the hit
Featuring
making
Freeman.
machine. So you're saying this over why
I'm not gonna say one of the over the other. There's still more songs on the album that are also fire. It's honestly just
And it's all your babies.
Flaming Lily as a whole. The
It's
entire
flaming.
album.
But
is
this is the
just
one that's gonna
fire.
drop the video first.
No. So Handi Zindega, by the time you guys are airing this, Handi Zindega music video is coming out. It should have been out a few days by then. And then we're gonna drop the album. And after the album, we're gonna drop Eternity music video. After Eternity music video, we're gonna drop Waireve music video. So we're gonna go month after month. You're just gonna have something to feed off
So
of.
give us the exclusive on the music video. Where are we shooting it? What's happening?
Which music video? The
Are you gonna
Eternity-
include
Eternity one.
Alex? Are you gonna
The
include? Alex
Eternity-
wants to be included.
No,
Are you not
the
getting what?
So
I-
we're shooting Eternity in Zanzibar.
Around
In
about
fact, by the time this is airing, we're going to be in Zanzibar. Freeman would have flown in on that day.
and you would have been
Today,
married.
Freeman was flown in
I would have
today.
passport, yeah, I would.
And in a few days' time, he's coming with his wife. We're so excited. And we're gonna shoot it. We're gonna shoot the music video on my
All
wedding
right, okay,
day.
okay. Alex had a passport. Okay, are we not going to shoot at least one of the videos
Yeah,
locally,
locally.
so we can have Alex in one of these videos? Surely you can do something.
We already shot a lot of Wairebe in Joburg. We're shooting Handi Zindega in a few weeks. And it's just a storyline. It's mostly women. I'm like, hey, sorry.
Alex,
Eh.
woo! I mean, like we tried. All right, Alex, tell us what the name of the song is, and then we sign out.
First
It's been
off-
great, Ammara, it's been great, man.
This summer, this song is
You're
gonna be
cool.
making a whole lot
We
of
rock.
waves.
Thank you, guys.
Ammara Brown featuring Freeman. This summer, this is song of the summer anthem out here. Run the track.
Yeah.
Guys, I don't think my my other half is gonna be happy with what you guys. But hey, that's a dope episode. You wanna do another one?
Beautiful
This
mess
guy.
that we made, even with all the mistakes, I would do it all again, my love. Love what your promises mean. You are a blessing to me. Forever is all I see, my love. Forever mufungwa wangu. Uriziwe moyo wangu. I will love you for eternity. Give you all of my energy. I will always choose you every day. I will love you for eternity. Give you all of my energy. I will always choose you every day.
That tune there, nobody know with that tune.
Hey.
This has been the Denny J Show.
Good show.
I tried topping that podcast.
Hey, yo, we did all the all the corners.
Denny J Show. Zvanga zviri downtown uptown aitidzwe nyaya dzacho dzese narrative ndaichidwe kana mchida kutipisa deep ndaipidwe make you spill a bean if you know what I mean. Ande.